Okay, now we should be ready to get this thing, get this show on the road. Hello everyone and welcome to the stream today. Hope you're all having a good day. Hope you had a good weekend, or at least I hope you had a good day. Hope your weekend is going well, is what I should say. And the plan for today is going to be the same thing we did last month, where we had a day where we all just kind of relaxed for a few hours and play some Mario Kart. So I have a tournament set up, much like I did previously, for online play, assuming I'm able to connect, which thankfully I am. And this time, the tournament name is called To Infinite and Beyond, which both follows up nicely with the previous tournament name, that being, well, you know, but also ties in nicely with Mario Kart 8, because obviously when we're talking about infinite, you know, the infinite symbol of the 8, and it's a funny, never mind. Okay, so the code's here for anyone who wants to join the racing. I'll also post it in chat, if that makes it easier. This is the code that you can use if you want to join up with today's races. If you don't want, if you won't be joining us, that's totally fine as well. You can just chill, relax and chat and watch us have a good time. I've disabled CPUs this time, which might make for obviously slightly less populated races in case not everyone is able to join. But it should hopefully allow people to join more easily. Infinite Forces? No, not that infinite. Definitely not that infinite. It should allow people to join more easily, because a problem that some people were having last time was that they were encountering a problem where the lobby was too full, so they actually weren't able to join the lobby because the CPUs were taking up all the available slots. So the code's there for anyone who wants to join up with the race. I don't believe I can put a hold on it forever, but I can delay voting as much as possible to kind of let everyone pile in for those of you who want to race. And then I will vote. I think I'll vote once we get to the last possible second, so that anyone who hasn't joined yet can still join if they want to. And looks like this might be all for the first race, which is fine. Yeah, because a problem that was happening last month was that the CPUs were taking up all the slots, so whenever someone tried to join, they wouldn't be able to, which I don't know why that's the case, because you'd think that it would just sub out a CPU for someone else who wants to join, but it's whatever. They can make it work. How's it going so far? My week is going pretty good, actually. I mean, Infinite came out this week, so, you know, it kind of automatically sets things up, increases the amount of enjoyment I've had this week, because I've waited 6 years to play this game, and now I finally can, and I am thrilled to be doing it. For anyone in chat who has played Infinite, or at least knows enough about the story to be able to understand this without giving spoilers, I've reached, I guess I can say this without giving spoilers anyway, I've reached the area from the demo, the area that was shown off in last year's Xbox Game Showcase. I've reached that area of the game, so yeah, I've met Craig, essentially. Craig, the meme that lived, the meme of a brute that, well, I guess you could say the brute became a meme last year. I've reached him in the campaign, so that's about as far as I've gotten. But I am beyond impressed with what I've played so far. Someone asked me in a comment section how I think it compares to other Halo campaigns. I can't quite give a definitive answer on that yet, because I want to wait. I want to wait until I completely finish the game to give an answer definitively, especially in regards to the story. The gameplay, I can pretty much answer unless something radically changes in the last half of the game. I'm pretty sure I can give a pretty satisfactory answer for the time being in terms of the gameplay, which is that it is looking to be on par with Halo. I don't know if it would surpass Halo 3, but it is at the very least on par with Halo 3 in terms of how much fun it is to play. The addition of the grapple shot alone just adds so much creativity to potential strategies you can use and ways to move around the levels. And obviously the open world aspect of it allows for an infinite number of strategies as to how you can actually go about the encounters and different angles of attack for each advantage bases and all that. It's really fun, and I can see it being very replayable in the future, just because of the sheer quantity of ways that you can actually go about attacking the encounters. Is it too loud? Okay, I can turn down the game audio, don't worry. Alright, turn it down a little bit. So let me know if that's better for the next race. But yeah, in case you can hear what I was saying, long story short, it's the gameplay of Halo Infinite is on par with Halo 3, potentially better than Halo 3. I'll have to give it more time to see if whether it's on par with or better. It is at least on par with Halo 3. It could potentially be better than it. I'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see. Story-wise, I'm gonna wait until the very end of the game to say whether it's better than Halo, to say whether the story is great. From what I've seen from the story so far, I am beyond impressed with the quality of the writing and just the emotional depth to it. Just basically all the emotion that wasn't in Halo 5 is now fully present in almost every aspect of Halo Infinite, which is awesome to see. So let me know if the music is better for this, if the game audio is better for this race. I turned it down a little bit. I might have made it too quiet by mistake, but if it's too quiet, let me know and I can fix it for the next race. Also, I'm going to try to keep an eye on chat best I can, but I make no promises, of course, because I kind of had to focus on the race for the most part. I'll definitely be sure to check up on chat after I'm done here. Also, in case anyone's curious, yes, today is my first time playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe since the last stream I did back in November, so you'll notice I'm significantly out of practice in terms of actually going about these races, but I'm sure we'll make it work. I saw someone in chat say you can finally play Infinite after your technical difficulties. You are finally able to play Infinite. That is awesome. I hope you have a great time with it, because let me tell you, I have been having the time of my life. To be clear, I think the difficulty has been upped a little bit, because I'm only playing on Heroic for my first playthrough, and it's given me a bit of a tough time in some instances, like a noticeable increase in difficulty compared to previous Heroic. So, and it's not because of anything that's, well, the Jackal Sniper is a little frustrating, but beyond that, for the most part, everything's completely fair and balanced. And the reason why it's harder so far seems to be largely because of the AI and how much more dynamic and intelligent they were compared to how they were in Halo 4 and 5, which is really cool to see. Volume's good now? Okay, good to know. It's good to know the volume is good. Yeah, so sorry if you can hear me for the first race, but as long as the volume is A-okay for the time being, then, okay, I was kind of hoping that the ramp would show up there. It did not. I was hoping that someone else would hit the thing behind me to activate it, but sadly, that did not go according to plan. It's fine, though. I plan to upload 2% of 5 videos today. No, I am not. And I will give more context as to why. I mean, I'm still planning on uploading one, but I'll give more context as to why I'm planning on only uploading one later. Not right now, but I have plans for Persona 5 that I won't quite divulge just yet. But yeah, there will be one. I'll say this though. You'll get my reaction to the spaceport, and you'll also get my reaction to Morgana being stupid, and it annoyed me. Morgana's stupidity annoyed the absolute hell out of me in this upcoming episode, so you have that to look forward to. You very much have that to look forward to in the upcoming episode, which will release today. I'll upload an episode of Infinite after today's race, after today's stream. I'll also upload an episode of Persona 5 after today's stream, and we'll see how that goes down. And, oh, damn it, okay, well, almost finished second. The screen was constantly blinking, Chief was invisible, it soft-locked when the cutscene ended and the saves corrupted. Finally figured out what was causing it. It's really dumb. Might I ask what was the cause of the technical difficulties? Because I've heard people have performance issues on PC, but never anything that extreme. Remember my last stream I said in the 5th house, was I able to beat the boss? I was able to beat it, yes. I will not divulge the process through which I managed to beat it, because I'll save that for the video itself, but you'll see how it goes. You'll see. I'll just leave it at that. You'll see how it goes. Happy to hear my playthrough is really fun so far. Yeah, I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast playing through Infinite so far, and I'm looking for. I have a pretty good idea of where the story is headed. Not anything specific. Well, I mean, I have my thoughts, predictions, and theories as to where the story is going to go in the final act. Because I'm coming up at the end of the game. I've played, I believe, 8 of the, because there's 14 main missions. And I believe I've played through 8 of them so far, so I'm more than halfway through. So I'm getting there. And I believe I have a pretty good idea of how all the villains play into what everyone wants, what's going on, and how it's all going to conclude. Nothing confirmed, I've not been spoiled. I've come close, I'll say this. I've come dangerously close to being spoiled recently, because people have been posting on Twitter like, I just completed Legendary All Skulls On. But instead of just posting that, or just posting a screenshot of the achievement, they post the screenshot from the very end of the game. So, I've come dangerously close to being spoiled on it. I have not been so far because my reactions are just that fast that my spoiler reflexes have been trained to get the hell away from that as fast as is humanly possible. But I'm staying away because I said I would stay away from the internet as much as I could, but the fact of the matter is that when you run a channel, it gets a little hard to do that. So it's been an endeavor, but I'm pretty sure because the thing is. I'm stuck between a cycle of I want to get to the end of the game quickly so that I don't get spoiled accidentally, but I also don't want to rush through it because I've waited 6 years to play Infinite, and I do not want my first playthrough to be rushed because like once I'm done, it's it. That's over. The campaign's done. I mean, I'll still be able to replay it in the future to play in the legendary and do all the side quests, do all the optional stuff, find all the collectibles. So my experience with the game won't be done once I beat it, but I'll only get to experience it for the first time once. And that's not an experience I want to rush, but it's also an experience that I don't want to take too long, because if I take too long, then at some point avoiding spoilers will become inevitable. Because there's a certain grace period that a lot of mainstream Halo YouTubers employ. I think that everyone's collectively decided that January 1st is the day where people will be like, alright, spoiler gate has been lifted or whatever, you're allowed to discuss the ending of the game now. So I basically have until then to properly beat the game before the floodgates open, and at that point, all bets are... That was a series of unfortunate events. The Boo stole my banana peel right when someone threw a shell my way. That could have gone better than it did. But yeah, so, even just in the game itself, the collectionist in me, or sorry, the completionist in me wants to explore everything. It wants to search every last nook and cranny. It wants to explore every cave. It wants to rescue every group of Marines. It wants to find every audio log. It wants to complete every side quest. It wants to take down every banished base. It wants to do all this stuff, but the Halo fan in me is just dying to play more of the main missions and learn more of the story, so it's a constant struggle between playing the main stuff and doing the side stuff. Spoiler defense training course effective. Essentially, yeah. Basically, every time you play an Xbox game on PC, there's a window that pops up saying you're logged in with a button saying, let's go. If you click it, the game breaks, you don't know why. Every time that window pops up, you need to press the X thing, it only pops up in the main menu for 10 seconds at a time. That is extremely bizarre. So I guess that would explain, because I have the Steam version. I'm assuming, well actually, I don't know if, do you have the Steam version as well, or do you have the Game Pass version? Because I know I invited you, when we played last month on launch day, and I know I invited you through Steam. I don't know if you have the, I guess because if you're playing the campaign, you probably got the campaign through Game Pass, so that might explain that. Because I have my version on PC, I have the Steam version, so that might explain some of that. Let's vote for you. You stole second place, didn't you? I do not know. I was looking at chat while the rankings appeared on screen. So I do not know if you stole second place or not. Yeah, you'll get a taste of what's going on with the fifth boss once I get to that point. Steam for the multiplayer and playing Game Pass. Yeah, that's what I figured. Because the multiplayer is free on Steam, but it's $60 for the campaign on Steam. So you have the campaign and Game Pass. That's what I figured as much. Stole from me. Okay, so yeah, third second place was stolen, I suppose. Yeah, so I saw someone ask earlier if we're planning to play through every course. I don't think we can play through every course realistically, because as is evidenced by this one, some courses I'm sure will get repeated through the nature of the random voting. We are doing 48 courses. So, we'll be playing as many courses as there are in the game, but whether we actually get to play every single one, remains to be seen. So we'll have to wait and see as to whether we get them all. But we can try, but I'm guessing that's probably not going to happen. But, you know, it's worth a shot. Because this is obviously a repeat, because we can't get them all because this is a repeat. So that automatically makes it impossible to get all of them. But we can try to get as many of them as we possibly can. If the voting allows us to. If you're new, welcome to the stream, good men YouTube. I hope you enjoy your time in the stream today. I'm just chilling out playing Mario Kart with some viewers. And I think I actually like this better. I think I like the kind of close, because last time I had CPUs to kind of fill in the empty slots, which made things problematic from a population perspective, because obviously, well, I guess I didn't think this would happen, because I just assumed that that Nintendo's online would be smart enough to where it would essentially just replace anytime there was a player that wanted to a real player that wanted to join, it would just replace one of the CPUs. But That's not how that works, apparently. Instead, what happens is the CPU is counted as a real person, and you cannot actually join. So long as that CPU is there, you can't join, so it filled the population. So that was unfortunate. So now I've removed the CPUs, which obviously makes things less crowded, because now it's... Oh, that was a very well thrown bomb. And it obviously makes it so that so we have less people here, but I think I prefer the kind of the tight-knit, close, smaller amount of players as opposed to the massive conglomerate of people we had previously. So it's nice. Very nice indeed. And is it going to activate? No, it's not. Okay, I kind of had faith that someone hit that first one, but obviously no one did. Alright, now we throw the Hail Mary fireballs. That's a lot of fireballs. We threw out the Hail Mary fireballs, and they kind of worked, they kind of didn't, though. They kind of blew up in our faces. Alright, this appears to be a failure on my part, because you have all the bananas in the world. Yeah, okay, that was my worst race of the day so far. Can you play? Yes, you can! You are more than welcome to join us. All you have to do is just... I will post the code in chat for you to join us. Let me, post this here. That is the code to join this tournament. So if you wish to join us today, that is the code you can use. You can join at any time. I don't know if you'll make the next race. You might not be able to make it in time, but the tournament's gonna be running for the next probably 2 or 3 hours, so you'll have plenty of time to get in if you can't make the next race. You won't be missing out. You're currently on your way to the mission to the excavation site, but you keep getting sidetracked. Yeah, that's my problem as well. It's the same problem I had with Odyssey, where I keep, like, my brain's like, alright, we have a main mission, you gotta stop the banish, go there, do the main mission. But then I see, wait, but there's a marine over there. Oh wait, but there's like an audio log, and there's a cool formative thing over there. And I keep getting pulled in all sorts of directions, so it's really hard to stay the course. Could have made private room instead of a tournament, that way you can play every course. Yeah, but I think it's probably easier, because the way a private room works, I'm pretty sure you have to have everyone in your friends list. So it's easier for this way, because, like, for instance, if someone just joins in the middle of the stream, like someone just did, it's easier for me to just post the code in chat for people to join. Because I think private room is just for that, like, just for people on your private friends list. So I think this makes it easier for people to join on the spots. Yeah, to the person in chat who joined a second ago and asked if they can play, you're absolutely welcome to play. I don't think you made it into this race, but if you use that code to join, you should be able to join us in the next race. Or maybe you did make it. I wasn't actually paying attention. If you did make it into this race, then great job. If you didn't, then don't worry. You should be able to make it into the next one. Yeah, my problem with Infinite so far isn't a problem with the game itself. It's just a problem with me. Is I keep getting almost like sensory overload, where there's just so much to do, and I want to do it all, that I keep getting sidetracked from the main objectives. Fortunately, I hit a stint recently. There's a stint of, like, 2 or 3 missions where they're basically all in a row, and they're in their own little secluded area in the map, so there isn't really opportunity to get sidetracked too heavily, because they're all mainly... There's a section in the middle where it's less, like, mission after mission after mission, so you kind of get a break from the open-endedness, which I kind of like. I kind of like that it's not all open-ended. There's sections where you go back down the linear nature of just mission after mission after mission, so it helps the pacing to kind of, so that you don't feel too overwhelmed with too many choices all at once, so I kind of like that about it. That said, to give you a piece of advice for the Pelican Down mission, it's not a spoiler, don't worry. It's just it's the level that they showed off in the Xbox Game Showcase demo last year. When you get to that mission, I do not know if this is a glitch and I just got unlucky, or if it's an actual mechanic. When you get to the thing where you have to shoot down the 3 anti-air cannons, do them in the order that they are listed on your objectives list, which is east, north, west. I was under the impression you could do them in any order you want, and you might be able to, and I could have just gotten really unlucky. But I went to the west one first, because that's the one that they went to first in the demo, and there was no button to actually be able to destroy the thing. So I don't know for sure. It could have just been me getting unlucky, or it could have been a case of you actually have to do them in the order you want them to. But either way, just keep that in mind when you play. That's you in most open world games. You get sidetracked to the main quest very easily. Yeah, that's just my that's my outlook. That's my lot in life when it comes to playing Infinite in general. And I have a feeling when I play Breath of the Wild, it's gonna be the same thing. Have I ever played the Witcher games? No, I have not, and I probably will not. Do not seem to appeal to me all that much. you've been a fan of Totally Not Mark's videos, and the fact that he claimed 150 videos is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, it's just another blatant example of how fundamentally broken YouTube's copyright system is. Like, the fact that anyone is even able to do that is absolutely absurd. There's no reason at all that should be allowed to happen. Because YouTube notifies me all the time of like, hey, these people are stealing your content. Look at the copyright stuff. And I look, and they're literally not. Because what YouTube detects is, it's always the same thing. It's Halo 2's cutscenes. They spot the Halo 2 cutscenes in other people's videos. But it's not my video. It's just like, it's not like it has my commentary or anything. It's just the cutscenes from Halo 2 in someone else's video. But because YouTube's copyright system is actually garbage, it doesn't really matter, because I could still, if I wanted to, which I never would do this, to be clear, I would never do this because it's stupid of me to ever try to do this. But YouTube gives me the option to say, hey, take those videos down, that belongs to me. Now, obviously, if you were actually to pursue this further, like, legally speaking, it would never get anywhere, because they'd be like, yeah, so you don't own this, 343 owns the rights to this, nice try, bye-bye, see you later. They would laugh you out of the courtroom. But YouTube gives me the option to request those videos to be taken down, because it has the same cutscenes from Halo 2 that I have in my videos, because it's the Halo 2 cutscenes, but it's just, and it's the same thing with, like, music and stuff. You don't have to be the artist themselves to claim them as your own. Any random person can just claim them if the identities match, and the fact that you can do that is absurd. And it's because of how broken it is, which leads to stuff like the 150 videos getting taken down with no warning and nothing you can do about it. It's absolutely ridiculous and absurd that YouTube's copyright system is so fundamentally broken. There's nothing anybody can do about it when it happens. And I hate it. I wish I could do something about it, but the best we can do, the only thing we can do right now is just make our voices heard, just let YouTube know this is not okay, and they need to make serious changes. They need to retroactively fix what they broke with his channel, and they need to make radical changes for the future to make sure this can't happen ever again. It's honestly awful what's happened. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents on the matter. It's atrocious. Also, I'm gonna get blue shell in a second, so there goes me being in first place. I enjoyed it while it lasted, but now the dream is dead. And just run insult to injury, super horned me while you got down there. Yeah, in summary, YouTube's copyright system is fundamentally broken. Let's keep on moving this way. Okay, blast this way. There we go. And keep on moving along. Okay, that might have given me the win. That might have given me the win. If I don't screw up the shortcut, I might have secured the win. Well, I screwed it up. Okay, well, there goes that. Unless I might have screwed up the timing there. Nope, we're fine. Okay. I should not have won that, but I did. There's no reason in the world I should have ever won that race, but I got extremely lucky there. You have some open world games that lock the training behind side quests. Yeah, that's annoying if that ever happens. Side quests should be just that. Optional quest to do on the side, not something you're forced to do. Well, I guess I wonder what course we're gonna be playing next. It's truly a mystery what course is next up on the agenda. So I might want to sub out my car for something that gives me a little more acceleration if I can do it quickly enough. Hold on. Yeah, we'll do that. That works. There we go. Okay. Guilty of the proven innocent type. Yeah, it's like the Ace Attorney of the copyright system here. What? Of all the courses, 4 of the 5 people voted for Mario Circuit, and the one it voted. The system picked the one we already played twice. Okay, thanks, Mario Kart. That's cool to see. Anyway, I guess we're playing Hyrule Circuit again for the 3rd time. That's okay. Let's hopefully not do this ever again. Anyway, yeah, the copyright system is busted as hell. The fact that it may take 30 years to bring those videos back is absurd. Yeah, it should not take 30 years. like, any response I have to this is just anything I've already said previously, which is just the system is broken and needs to be fixed, and they're not going to do anything about it until we make our voices heard. So if you want YouTube to fix this, I implore you to make your voices heard. To get in contact with either the support team or just tweet them or just anything you can do to get in contact with someone at YouTube to say something about it is the only chance we have at actually stopping this, because it's the only tool we have is to make our voices heard. So we'll see how that goes. Chiaki is a better Twitch streamer than Ninja. I mean, it's not that hard to be a better Twitch streamer than Ninja, but yes, she absolutely is. She would be. I mean, I think a Rock would be a better Twitch streamer than Ninja is, to be honest. And when Ninja showed up during the Xbox Game Showcase last year, I'm just like, what are you doing here? Can we have hired anyone other than you? Like maybe a Bunny Rabbit. At least the Bunny Rabbit has some redeeming elements to it. So, you know, could have gone for that. Also, I apologize to whoever just went up the ramp behind me. I apologize to you. I placed a banana there just for you. I apologize to whoever that was. I don't know who it was, but whoever it was, you have my condolences. Yeah, so you're pretty sure Japanese streamers aren't allowed to stream Danganronpa past Chapter 1. Yeah, I heard there was something there was actually a bit of a scare earlier this year where apparently there was something about them updating the copyright system to where there was a chance I might not have been able to complete my Let's Plays on Danganronpa because of Splatoon stuff cracking down on it, but apparently that was just for the Japanese releases, so worked out nicely for me because I was able to finish, well, I say worked out nicely as if finishing the Danganronpa games was somehow to my benefit, but, you know, it allowed me to complete my Let's Play and lose my sanity in the process, so yay me, I guess. I don't know. Now we throw the Hail Mary shells, or the Boo takes away all my Hail Mary shells, but at least I got back to second place. People are boycotting channel animations for this. They should, absolutely. They absolutely should. There's so many people at YouTube that are responsible for this fundamentally broken system in the way that it is. Fun fact, in the tower mission, you got to the part to open the thing to go up that spawns a lot of enemies. Exit to the menu, came back, was in front of the tower with the same enemy placement as at the beginning of the mission, but the thing was already open. Interesting. That's very... Yeah, I think it's going to take some time to kind of work out the kinks with the mechanics of the open world system, because it's definitely the first time they've ever tackled an open world of this scale before. Because it had ODST, but there was nothing. The ODST Mombasa Streets was nothing compared to Zeta, Halo, and Halo Infinite, so this is definitely new ground for them. So I've been lucky to not really experience any major bugs so far. But, you know, remains to be seen as to how that progresses throughout. Ow. One thing I will say, I don't know if this is, I don't know if I'd classify this as a glitch, but when I did, because I mentioned earlier, I did the Pelican, the anti-air turrets out of order, essentially. So I completely cleared out the west tower. I realized I couldn't do it, so I had to come back to it later. So I was wondering whether the enemies would respawn on when I came back, or whether they would just stay empty, because you'd think that since I cleared out all the enemies, they wouldn't come back, they'd just stay dead. But I was wrong, they did, in fact, come back, so I had to clear the area again. Fortunately, however, doing so just reinforced what I've always believed about this game, which is that because it's open world, and there's so many different ways you can attack each encounter from, it'll make each playthrough a new experience, because because I came from a different direction after clearing the previous two towers, I attacked the anti-air gun in a completely different way to how I had done so previously, so it made for a completely different encounter, which is really, really cool to see. But yeah, just heed my advice there for when you eventually get to the Pelican Down mission, because I think it's probably a glitch, honestly, because it presents to you the 3 waypoints of all 3 individual anti-air turrets, which would imply that you can do them in any order you want. So I'm guessing I just got really, really freaking unlucky. But, you know, I'll know for sure when I do my second playthrough on Legendary whether it was just a glitch or whether it was intentionally designed so that you can only do it once. Speaking of Bunny Rabbit, there's a Bunny Rabbit figures. I just ran off the goddamn thing. I need to, you know, I should probably listen to my advice and actually not try to read chat during the race and just wait till later. So I can try to not fall off the edge. That'd be wonderful if I tried that on for size. We'll see. Okay, let me just finish this race, and then I mean, I'm not gonna win. The best I can do for second. The person in Luigi's way too far ahead of me for me to be even consider finishing first, especially if I do that again. But I can at least try to finish second. And then I'll come back to reading chat, and we'll see how this goes. As long as I don't fall off the edge miserably, which I might do here. Nope, we're fine. Okay, don't take the risky shortcut this time. Just stay the course. And we'll aim for second. Second we can achieve. Second is the thing we can achieve. Unless you screw me over. Nope, we're fine. I almost got ruined by a blue shell, but we're okay. We're okay. 150cc feels so slow playing 200. Yeah, I do miss playing 200. I prefer to play 200cc, but I understand that most people prefer to play 150, so I make the tournaments 150 just so that it's not as hectic for everyone to play at once, because most people are more used to 150 than 200, so I don't want it to be too wild for everyone. Okay. Am I excited for the Sonic movie 2? Yes, because I enjoyed Sonic the first one, and I am excited to see Tails and Knuckles and how it works out for the second movie. Because the first movie was great, so I'm hoping the second one will also be great. What's the most annoying glitch I've ever experienced in any game? Probably in Danganronpa, when I literally shoot the truth bullet at the contradiction, and the game just says, no, fuck you, you actually didn't shoot the contradiction, you shot, like, I don't know, something else. And I'm literally shooting the correct evidence of the correct statement, and it just says, nah, you're not. So it just bounces off of it, only to then try the exact same thing again the next time, and and then it just doesn't. So, you know, probably that. You have to leave our thanks for tuning in to whom. I hope you enjoyed the stream while you were here, and I hope you have a good day. So yeah, it would probably be that as my most annoying glitch ever. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that would take the cake, because I mean, I guess it's just because that's in recent memory, would be that one. Although actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna say Halo 4, just because. So there's a glitch in Halo 4 on MCC. I don't know if it's been patched or not, because I haven't encountered it in a while. But that's just because I know how to work around it, so maybe it's still there. But basically, what would happen is sometimes in Mission 5 Reclaimer, when you board the giant Covenant ship called the Lich and you blow it up from the inside, what's supposed to happen there is the Lich is supposed to explode, and when it explodes, the Lich exploding is what triggers the rest, like the second half of the level to actually, you know, spawn in and allow you to play it. So, but the problem is that the Lich doesn't always explode, and if the Lich doesn't explode, then the rest of the level can't spawn in. So sometimes the Lich will just sit in midair and not explode, which means you can't play the rest of the level. I mean, the Mammoth, like the giant vehicle called the Mammoth you drive on, will still go through the level, but there won't be any terrain to actually go across. You'll just be floating in midair, essentially, which obviously makes the level impossible to play, and you're just soft-locked. So, the workaround, well, I say workaround, you basically just have to wait, you have to make sure the Lich explodes. So, by which I mean, you have to sit in that area and wait for it to explode, and if it doesn't explode, you have to revert to your last checkpoint, destroy the ship again, and then hope that this time it actually explodes, is basically what you have to do. And if that doesn't happen, then, well, you're just kind of screwed at the restart of the mission. So that's probably the most annoying one, because if it happens, there's nothing you can do, and you have to restart the mission, worst case scenario. Whereas with the Danganronpa one, at least you always have the possibility of just keep trying it until it works, because it did eventually work. It was just a pain to actually get it to work. So, you know, it probably one of those two. Beyond that, the tick rate in MCC is kind of frustrating because it updates much faster than it used to, which means that sometimes the projectiles fly faster than they used to. So that can be a bit of an annoying glitch, but nothing that would be too game breaking, I suppose. And if this works, I'll be astounded. Can I win this? No, you already crossed the finish line. Okay, well I tried. Surprised how good it feels to grapple and stun a brute and then kill him with melee only. Yeah, the grapple shot just adds so much depth and complexity to all the gameplay encounters. You wouldn't call it a glitch, seems more like shitty hitboxes since they have to be changed due to the language structural differences Japanese and English text. Possibly. But the reason I call it a glitch is because I would shoot it in the like this right in the center of the text, and I would shoot it in roughly the same spot both times, and one time it would work, one time it wouldn't. So I mean, whether it's a glitch problem or just a hitbox problem, it's still bullshit either way. But yeah, that's probably the most annoying thing that's happened outside of potentially the tick rate or the Halo 4 glitch bug. You were looking for the glitch that happened to me during my 4th boss. It only happens when Joker is dizzy, can't activate the bow and arrow. That's not what... No, that's not happened. Because, so, that, like someone just pointed out in chat, that would only, like, Joker being dizzy would prevent it from being activated. That wouldn't prevent... That prevents it from being activated temporarily, but it should still eventually catch up. Because, like, it may set the bow and arrow back a turn or two, but it should eventually catch up and allow me to still use it. It just never let me use the damn thing. It let me use it once at the beginning of the, I almost said race, once at the beginning of the battle and once at the end of the battle, but never in the middle. So I was just trapped in this endless slog of shooting attacks at him over and over again to no avail. Because the boss is clearly designed around you being able to use the giant gun that they give you. So, but if you do not let me use the giant gun, then we have problems. Because obviously, without a giant gun, the boss gets a lot harder to actually fight. So, that was definitely frustrating as well. But at least I managed to overcome, at least that's something where you can eventually overcome it. But like I said, the Halo 4 lich bug, if you get it and it doesn't explode, there's nothing you can do to work around it. So it's a close race between that kind of stuff. But hopefully nothing else major like that happens throughout the rest of my Persona 5 playthrough. We can hope anyway. Because that's the only major thing I've encountered so far that's like actually game breaking. And even that, I guess game breaking is kind of an exaggeration because it didn't break the game, it just made it really frustrating for a few minutes. But that's the one thing I've encountered so far. So if the rest of the game maintains its consistent quality, and that's like the one blind spot or the one blurry spot on the otherwise spotless picture, I think I can be content with that. And there's Rainbow Road done. Nice. Well, what about the glitch? If that was Palace boss battle, absolutely ridiculous. Still impressed. Won the battle at all. I don't just. Yeah, with Ryuji, the only reason I won is because I subbed out Ryuji and Yusuke. Really, my plan was just to I was kind of praying that Ryuji and Yusuke would do their team attack thing and help significantly reduce the amount of health the boss had, but they never did. So, I mean, I called them in and I got an SP refill, which is good, because their SP was back up to full again. But it didn't help me in the terms of they didn't use their special attack, so did it really help me all that much in the long run? Not really. When people say the next boss is longer, they don't mean a boring bullet sponge away, just more phases. Okay, I can take a longer boss so long as it doesn't result to just pummel fall down until they fall down. That's another thing actually with Halo Infinite. The boss battles are the best boss battles in the entire series. They don't feel like bullet sponges, they just feel like stronger enemies with this, because they still have the mechanic of you gotta take down their shield and then take down their health. And that's the two-phase battle that Halo's always had, with strip their shield, then strip their health. So there's definitely much more strategy involved in what kind of weapons you use for each encounter. And each encounter has its own little gimmick to it, and the equipment you have makes things much more manageable, especially for the tower boss battle that you mentioned you already beat. The threat sensor makes that a lot more manageable. So yeah, definitely very impressed with Halo Infinite's boss battles so far. And I'm also very nervous to see, because they're tough on Heroic. I'm not sure I want to know what they'll be like on Legendary, but we'll find out when I stream it. Probably, maybe not. I don't know if I'll stream it this year, because it might take me to the end of this year to actually beat the damn game. But I'll definitely stream it next year if I don't get to it this year, because I really want to know what it's like on Legendary. Also, I've heard talk that the Halo Infinite Legendary ending is stuff Legends are made out of, as in it's something that everyone should play through in Legendary just to see. So I don't know what it is, I don't know what it's going to entail, I don't know if that bomb's going to kill me or not. It turns out it did. Alright, big sad. I don't know what exactly the boss is going to, I don't know what exactly the ending is going to entail, but whatever it is, I'm ready to see. I'm not going to see it on my initial playthrough, obviously, because I'm only playing on Heroic. When I eventually play on Legendary, I am more than excited to see what's in store for me. with that legendary ending. But of course, that's a long ways away. I still got to get through heroic first. Someone yoinked my green shell, and that I was very sad to see that someone yoinked my green shell. That did not make me very happy. Okay, I believe this one appears to be a loss for me, unless I can somehow nail a perfect green shell, which I very much did not nail a perfect green shell. All right, well, I'll accept a second place finish. The next boss is awful, so strategy player uses setting difficulties to merciless to beat it. Well, I have already conquered that boss, so any advice people give me was sadly null and void. Next boss is probably the worst boss battle of the game in terms of battle mechanics. It's the worst in Persona 5, and they made it worse in the Royal Edition. Well, I've never played the base Persona 5 version, but I have played the Royal version. And we shall see what's in store for us with the Royal version when that video eventually goes up. You have to back soon. Alright, well, the tournament will always be open for you to join back whenever you want. You should use weapons to win Halo Infinite. You know, that's a good idea. I should probably try that. I should probably try to actually use some weapons next time I play Halo Infinite, which will be as soon as I finish the stream. Well, actually, no. As soon as I finish the stream, I'm gonna go eat lunch. But after that, after I finish the stream, so after finishing eating lunch, I'm definitely gonna jump back into Halo Infinite because I just want to keep playing. I really just want to keep playing. I want to learn more about everything. The Harbinger, the Banished, everything, and even some things. My rules, I'm only going to discuss things story-wise that actually happened in the trailer. So like the Harbinger was revealed in the trailer, so I don't consider it a spoiler to mention the Harbinger because the Harbinger was mentioned in the trailer. But there's some stuff that has been mentioned that is not in the trailers that I do not want to ruin for anyone. So just know that there's a lot in store that has not been revealed yet that you will be excited to find out about, and I'm excited. I don't even know everything yet. Because I'm only just over halfway through the game, so I still have, which feels insane. Like I've never played a Halo game that's this long before, and that's what I want. I wanted a game that I couldn't just beat in a day, because I was able to stream all the other Halo games in the course of a single day. Well, I mean, some of them may have felt like it took longer because obviously Halo 2 took 5,000 years to beat, but really, I was still able to conquer them all in the course of a single day, all things considered. So to have one, because the base. Each mission is approximately an hour long, give or take, and there's 14 missions, so probably roughly 15 hours of gameplay, give or take, for just the main story. When you then factor in the side missions and going after all the audio logs and collectibles, you have quite a lengthy game on your hands, which is awesome, because that's exactly what I wanted to see out of Halo Infinite, was a much lengthier, more fuller experience with all the content you have to explore throughout every facet of it. So I'm very pleased with what I've played so far in terms of length, because I think if you factor in all the other stuff, I think it totals to about 30 hours of gameplay, which even just the 15 hours ranges anywhere from 2 to 3 times the length of a standard Halo campaign. If you then factor in the side quest stuff, you're now looking at 5 times the length of a standard Halo campaign, and I do not know how the hell that bomb hit me, but okay, we'll go with it. We'll go with it, I suppose. So yeah, definitely, the length of Halo Infinite is definitely very much enjoyable. Base Persona 5, which is boring, and Royal, they made the boss more interesting if you know exactly how to beat it. If you don't, it just makes you angry. Yeah, I like, my favorite kind of boss battle is the type of boss battle where if you do not know the exact strategy, like the exact nano-specific strategy for beating it, then you will feel nothing but pain and suffering. Kind of like Halo 2 with Tartarus. If you do not know that you do not deal basically any significant damage to him unless you wait for Johnson to drain his shields, you're gonna have a painful time. Because the way that boss works is you wait for Johnson to shoot his beam rifle 3 times, and that will drain Tartarus' shields, and then he becomes vulnerable to damage from your weapons. I mean, it's still technically possible to beat him if you just spam bullets, but it's gonna take you a lot longer, especially on Legendary. So, if you don't know that's how the boss works, you're gonna have a painful time. Especially, and regret, if you don't know that you're supposed to literally jump on his chair as if it's a vehicle and punch him, you're gonna just try to shoot him, and it's not gonna do anything because you're not gonna you're gonna be like, well, I'm shooting you. I'm shooting you in this first-person shooter game, and you're not dying. What is this wizardry? What is happening? I don't understand this. So, yeah, that kind of stuff is frustrating to see. And I'm trying to be vague, because I don't want to spoil my actual proper reactions, because I think people are going to get annoyed with me with just my reactions to today's video, because well, you'll see. I have some choice words in today's Persona 5 video, but I want to preserve my reactions to the actual boss of Persona 5. I would at the very least hope that my reactions to the Persona 5 boss will go unchallenged, or at least will not cause a big stink like the last boss did, because the last boss was just painful. So let's hope the next one goes better than the last one, because I don't really want to deal with that ever again. I haven't checked. I don't know if anyone's checked that comment thread since Monday, because I certainly haven't. But the last I heard on Thursday night was that it was like 100 comments long, which is just absurd. So I don't know if it's gotten longer than that or what, but my life will be better off if I never have to look at that comment chain ever again for basically any reason. So yeah, let's hope I don't ever have to do that for the foreseeable future. And I probably shouldn't have wasted that. Probably should hold on to that for the time being, but we'll see. See if I can still pull off a win, assuming no one has any tricks up their back pocket or up their sleeve. And first place, nice. Am I still enjoying the game, though? I seem kind of tired in the last one. Oh, so that's not because I was tired. Well, sorry, let me rephrase. And that's not because I was tired of the game. That's because I woke up literally 2 minutes before I recorded the video. I woke up at 8, I started recording at 8:02. So that's just because I literally just woke up before recording the video. And I wanted to get an early start of recording, so my thought, alright, basically my plan for the day was, alright, wake up, start recording, and as soon as I wake up, and then just keep going throughout the course of the day. That's not because I was actually tired of the game itself. That's just because I just woke up, so my voice sounded really groggy and tired, as if I just crawled out of bed. That's because I did crawl out of bed just minutes ago. So that's kind of how that went down. But don't worry, I'm not tired of the game. Basically, model around my second phase again. You attack with the enemies, elemental weaknesses, baton, pass till max. Attack all enemies, repeat. This time you literally can't do it without using items. Yeah, it's frustrating. Okay. So yeah, don't worry. If I sounded tired in the last one, that's just because I just woke up before I started recording. And I think my voice sounded semi-normal for the end of the video. Sorry, by the end of the video, my voice sounded normal again. But while I was actually recording, the first minutes of that video, my voice is definitely noticeably groggy because I had just woken up. Like, I set an alarm for myself to wake up at 8 a.m. to start recording. And then I got out of bed, turned on the PS5, wrestled with the freaking capture card for who knows for a couple minutes before it would actually let me start recording. Because for those who don't know, recording on the PS5 is pain. It really is painful, and I don't know why it's painful. I do not, because I never ever had a problem with the PS4's with recording PS4 games. I've not once ever had a problem doing that. But the PS5, for some reason, has so many compatibility problems with so many products, and especially with capture cards. The only thing I can think is that it's because they want to encourage you to use. Oh, this could be a problem. Because they want to encourage you to use the built-in capture software. But the built-in capture software is not designed like that's designed for clip channels to be like, look at this cool 30-second clip I did, or like highlight reel stuff like that. It's not meant for Let's Players and streamers. So yeah, it doesn't really fill the needs I need it for. And just having my own capture card just works better anyway. So it's just, there's no reason for me to use that. But I'm assuming they want you to use that, because if they don't want you to use that, then they shouldn't have made their console so anti-compatibility to their capture cards. And that's assuming it's a conscious choice. It could also just be incompetence. They could have also just made a console that's just so, like, it's a really powerful console. It has a lot of great games, and it's really fast loading and all that. But god damn it, is so incompatible with so many things. And I still don't understand why they've still yet to, because this was a problem with the PS4 too. You cannot plug in a headset to, like, I can't play any games. I'm able to play Halo Infinite on my Xbox Series X while having a headset plugged in, because Xbox does this crazy thing that is apparently unheard of, where it plays the audio through both your headset and the TV speakers. so you are able to hear it through both channels simultaneously. So like it'll play through your TV speaker so the capture card can pick it up. It'll also play through your headset so you can hear it, because Xbox is actually intelligent, competent game designers, and the people at Sony are fucking moronic. So yeah, that's how that goes down essentially. I don't understand how they screwed up so colossally with the PS5 in that regard. When someone says stop backseating me to you, that should be a hint that you are taking away the enjoyment of the game. Yeah, what the people who were in that comment thread are too stupid to understand is that they're like, you would enjoy Persona 5 more if you did these things. No, I'd enjoy it more if you stopped fucking telling me how to play the goddamn game, you idiots. But yeah, that's too complex of a concept for their brains to wrap their head around. So, yeah. Round of enemies are weak to sight when Curse Joker can have both, and yeah, you have to use items. It's a whole thing. But yeah, the whole thing with I have never in my almost, I think I've been doing this for approximately I've been doing it for I believe 8 years moving into next year. So yeah, throughout the almost 8 years that I've been making YouTube videos on this channel, I have never had a problem with recording on any other console. I guess you could technically say the original Xbox, because the original Xbox is 20 years old, but that's not because of like hardware. That's just because the console's old and the new capture cards aren't really compatible with it by design because it's so outdated. But there's at least a workaround for that where you can just hook it up to an AVC and then connect it that way. So like there's problems getting that to work, but once you connect the console to the capture card, it works. It works consistently 100% of the time. But no other consoles ever give me any problems except the PS5. There were so many times where I'll just, like every other console, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, Wii U, original Xbox 360, whatever it is, I turn on the console and it's instantly ready to play. Without any hesitation whatsoever. It's just, it's on, it's ready to record and play, audio comes through, no problem. Sometimes with the PS5, it'll turn on and that the capture card will recognize it, but I can't hear the game audio. So if ever you've heard of, you've seen a video where I'm giving voice, like I'm saying I'm talking over the characters giving voice lines, that's because I can't hear what's going on because there literally is no audio coming through my TV speakers. So what I'll have to do sometimes is I'll have to unmute my laptop so I can hear the game audio through the laptop, which causes a delay in the video, so I have to sync it up later, and it's a problem. I hate the PS5 for recording so goddamn much. Sometimes it'll turn on and audio won't come through, sometimes it won't turn on at all. I mean, it'll turn on but it won't register on the TV, sometimes it'll register on the TV and on the capture card, sometimes it'll register on the capture card screen, not the TV screen. Sometimes it won't register on either of them and I can't record it at all. So, I am just trust me when I say, I am very much looking forward to next year when I don't have to play any more PS5 games, hopefully ever. Because I still have one more to play this year with Security Breach, but once Security Breach is done, I am looking forward to being able to play just Xbox games, Switch games, Wii U games, 360 games, PC games. That's what we're hoping for, and I never have to touch, because I love the PS5, I really do. Rift Apart is one of my favorite games that came out this year. I had a blast playing through it, but good God almighty, does it suck so bad for recording games. It's so bad. Did I end up finishing the past before October 3rd? Yes. Final edition No Way Home. I hope you enjoy it, but I don't care. I sincerely hope you enjoy the movie, but I just don't care because Loki ruined. I'm not gonna go on the rant about it again. You've heard me say it before. Loki destroyed any chance I ever had. Loki basically destroyed any investment I ever had in the MCU. So I will never rewatch those movies because I'll always have the thought in the back of my head just like saying, this is all scripted, none of it means anything. Ooh. So I'll never rewatch them. I'll never watch any new stuff because again, why would I care anymore? But I hope you enjoy No Way Home. I'd love to be excited for it. I would really love to be excited because I was really invested in Peter Parker's journey in the MCU and his character arc in the aftermath of the events of Endgame. But I don't It's like, so long as I know that's all scripted now, and it was all bullshit and it never meant anything, so why do I give a shit about why would any choice he ever makes or ever made impact me at all, when I know it's all scripted and it never meant anything at all? It's just, it's the most baffling writing choice I think I've ever seen any writing team make, which is saying a lot, because that's taking into account Woody's decision at the end of Toy Story 4. And I mean, obviously Woody's decision will piss me off more, but from a perspective of just fundamental writing basics, the concept of making every single character choice that has ever been made throughout your entire series literally irrelevant, it's gotta be the top pick for most brain-dead, nonsensical writing choice in anything ever. It does not compute. Just error does not compute. Writing is too brain dead for me. Don't understand how this went down. So there's that. But I say this genuinely. I do hope you enjoy it. I hope that you go. I hope, because if what happened in Loki does not impact your investment in the series at all, then I hope you go see No Way Home and have an absolute blast watching it. I hope it's the best movie you've ever seen. I say that with absolute sincerity, because I don't want anyone. If Loki didn't ruin your investment, I wish I was you. I wish I was you, and I wish I was completely unaffected by the event, by the reveal in Loki. I really do wish I could be you in that case, because man, I love the MCU, and now I just can't be bothered to care anymore. So I hope you have a good time with the movie. Remember that Shiny Man made a Sony animation ranking video? I have not seen that. My robot voice has been appearing more recently. So, I think what's happening is my capture card is just dying, because it's not the cords, because the cords rarely go bad, and I've also replaced the cords, and that's fine. I think it's just that my capture card is... I've been using the same capture card for 6 years now, so I think I just need to replace it, because it's so old, and it's honestly, it's really out... Like, they don't even... It also doesn't even support it anymore, so I really should probably invest in a new capture card, because it's really old. I've been trying my best to edit around it whenever I spot it, but it's definitely popping up more recently, so... Yeah, I think I need to replace it. If IGN didn't suck, they would have been melted. Yeah. You can't even imagine you thought about that plot. Someone who hated the MCU... Oh, well, actually, no, not someone who hated the MCU, because this isn't a Josh Cooley situation, because I've actually read an interview with the showrunner of Loki, and they didn't say, like, they weren't even aware of it. Like, they actually had no idea. If they're telling the truth, they had no idea that that what they were doing was going to break the MCU. They really had no idea. Excuse me, had no idea. Because what they say in that interview is they say that they basically say, the interviewer tells them about how under the show's logic, Kang scripted the entirety of the MCU, and the showrunner's just like, huh, you know, when you put it like that, I guess that is true. Under our show's logic, the entirety of the MCU is scripted. So that they didn't even realize what they did, and then as soon as I think what happened is they didn't ever think about it, and then once the interviewer said it to them, they're like, oh shit, what have I done? And then they quickly figured out a way to justify it, and they're like, oh, okay, well, yes, under the show's logic, that is what that means, but I think it's a necessary evil. They literally say it is a necessary evil to tarnish the Infinity Saga. That's not me paraphrasing. That is a one-for-one quote, verbatim quote from what they said. They said it is a necessary evil to tarnish the Infinity Saga. So, they didn't realize what they were too stupid. Like, I said this at the end of my Toy Story 4 video. Danganronpa creators, they think they created a masterpiece. Or, sorry, of Danganronpa 3, I mean. Toy Story 4... Josh Cooley just hates Toy Story and hates the characters and he wanted to kill it. Whereas Loki is just incompetence. Like, just straight up stupidity. They had a story they wanted to tell, and they were too stupid to understand that what they were doing was going to break the MCU. So, it wasn't a case of straight up incompetence, like, sorry, it wasn't a case of malice like it was for Toy Story 4. Okay, how many... Can we throw some more red shells into the mix, maybe? Got any more red shells for me? Apparently, yes, is the answer to that question. Apparently, you do have even more red shells for me somehow. You're glad I wanted to Fumi? Yeah, I mean, I never really disliked her. I guess that she was just she kind of weirded me out initially, but I've definitely warmed up to her significantly since I initially met her. So yeah, I've warmed up to her a little bit. And yeah, I'm happy to see. I was honestly I was expecting people to be like, oh, you screwed up again. You were supposed to, now you ruined everything because you dated on or whatever, and it was gonna be another thing like at the end of the Palace 4 boss where it's like, well, you should have known to not say this because then because it was your fault for knowing this or whatever. Thankfully, people actually said, yeah, a lot of people make the mistake of accidentally dating on, so thankfully, we didn't have another repeat of Palace 4 where people were actually like, yeah, people have done that before. People have accidentally romanced on before, so you're not alone, so yay. I dodged a bullet. Can you join? Absolutely, you're more than welcome to join the race. Here is, actually, so let me repaste the code for you. The code to join is right here in chat. Go ahead and join whenever you like. The lobby's always open for you to come hang out with us and race. We'd love to have you here. You had 7 red shells in a row. Oh, I noticed. Trust me. I took the full frontal force of all 7 of those red shells, one after another. I don't know how you got that many that quickly, but trust me, I felt every single one of them. All of them. One after another. Love when he talked about Surf's Up 2 character assassinated the main character and contradicted the first of me. Oh, good God Almighty, do I wish. Oh, I wish I've watched it now. Oh, I would have had a field day. Oh, if I had seen that video, I would have had a field day with it. Because, yeah, so it's almost like there's some kind of bias towards Toy Story 4 or something like that, and not an actual consistent consistent standard of character writing. Oh, Shiny Man. Yeah, I just don't care about what he has to say about anything, honestly. I just don't. Ever since I saw that Pixar video, I mean, I thought he was good at first when he made the Shrek 2 video. So he clearly does know what he's doing to some extent, but it's not a consistent standard. I think it just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, because he knows. I guess he should probably just stop talking about things he's not passionate about, because he clearly knows what he's talking about when it comes to the Shrek movies. When it comes to the Shrek movies, he knows what he's talking about. But whenever he opened his mouth about Toy Story, he just ceased the means of saying intelligent things that make sense. So, yeah, I don't know what happened there, but ever since that video, I have no reason to care about anything else he makes for the rest of his channel. So, I will never watch another one of his videos, unless, the only video I may ever watch of him is if he ever makes a Why Toy Story 4 is a Cinematic Masterpiece video, because at that point, I won't be able to resist myself, and I will basically, I'll feel obligated to respond to it in a video, because I feel like I wouldn't be able, like I said, I feel like I wouldn't be able to resist responding to it at that point, so we'll see what happens. I don't think he'll ever make it, but someone mentioned in a previous live stream he was considering making a video called Why Toy Story 4 is a Cinematic Masterpiece. And if he ever does, then, well, I'll have a video response of my own ready to go. Of course, I'd also just rather not talk about Toy Story forever again. Like, I've said my piece, my videos are up there, I still believe in what I said, they're probably some of the best videos I've ever made. And I also did a live conversation with someone about Toy Story 4, and they colossally failed to defend it on even the most basic of levels. So, I think I've completed the Toy Story arc on my channel. I think I've completed the arc. I've covered the movies. I've covered everything that it has to say about it. So, I doubt unless the only thing that might make me continue the arc is if Lightyear ends up destroying things even more. I mean, I'll probably still make a quick video just covering it in some capacity if it ends up being bad, but if it ends up... The only way I'll make a video series on par with my Toy Story 4 is if it ends up actually dealing more significant damage to the universe as a whole. Which I really hope it won't have to do. Only thing I should have done more is say frequently. Yeah, that probably would have helped me out. I probably could have reverted. But honestly, I guess it probably helps me out in the long run, just because people have wanted me to see, like, people have been asking me to see, or people have been asking me for, like, my reaction to the ending where Joker dates everyone, and then all the girls are like, so, you have chosen death then, or whatever it's gonna be. So I saw it as, like, an opportunity to be like, hey, I didn't mean to go down this route, but since we are now going down this route, why not fully commit to it and get people what they want? So that's kind of my thought process there. You couldn't stop laughing when you saw the thumbnail. Don't worry about it, mistakes happen. Yeah, I didn't want to just show I didn't want to show on kissing Joker, because obviously that would be a spoiler of what happens in the video. So I wanted to give just enough context for people to kind of be able to understand vaguely what it was going to be about. I stalled, but not enough to where it would, like, directly spoil the surprise. So I think I did a decent enough job of showing the context, so that if you know enough about the game, you can be like, ah, I see where this is going, and if you don't, then you'll be like, huh, I wonder what he's talking about happens in this scene. And I think I did a good job, or at least a good enough job, with the thumbnail picking there. Because the one thing I don't ever want to resort to is, like, the stereotypical thumbnail of, oh my god, prank gone wrong, Persona 5 gone sexual, not clickbait, with all the red circles and red arrows and all that. I do not ever want to resort to that with my thumbnails at any point. I don't want to trick you into clicking on a video. I want to present. That's why my thumbnails are always very straightforward. It's just like, this is the number of the video, this is a highlight of one of the scenes in the video that kind of gives a general sense of what the video is about without giving anything away, that kind of stuff. I do the best I can to maintain that principle moving forward. I'm not always 100% successful, but I try the best I can to kind of maintain that principle. But you'll never see me stoop to because I've seen other YouTubers follow that before, because there were some YouTubers I used to watch that would, and one that comes to mind is Acidic Blitz, where they used to make really good videos, and then they fell to trends, and now they just pop out whatever they know is going to make them a lot of money, and their thumbnails account for it as well. And I kind of wish it hadn't gotten to that point, because, you know, there's lots of YouTubers I used to really respect that have kind of fallen by the wayside to the things that they know will make them the most money. Because it's just the psychological manipulation of, you should click on this video, look at this crazy wacky thumbnail, and the Home Alone oh my god face on the front. Look at that red arrow. Top 71 things you didn't see in the new Sonic Movie 2 trailer. Circle with the red circle on some blurred out part of the trailer, and then an arrow pointing to that circle with a picture of Shadow the Hedgehog. Like, you missed this from the trailer. It's like, no, I didn't. You're making shit up again. So yeah. But you're back. What'd you miss? Just more dunking on Toy Story 4, Shiny Man, talking about Persona 5. You know, usual stuff. Don't want you to score 0. I don't think that's how that works. I'm pretty sure your score, like, you can leave and come back whenever you want, and I'm pretty sure your overall score in the tournament will be consistent throughout. So I don't think you have anything to worry about. Plus, you've been dominating most races, so even if you backed out for one race, I think you'd still crush us in the end. So I'm not worried about it. I wouldn't worry. You're on Nintendo like 2 days ago, don't expect you to be good. Oh, don't worry. I cast no judgment here. Like, I'm not exactly very skilled in Mario Kart myself, so I cast no judgment upon any of you for being skilled or not being skilled. No judgment here whatsoever. He gave Loki a 6 out of 10, but his main issue is that it felt like there was a show about the TVA and not about Loki. Well, that is a criticism. The fact that Loki's show isn't about himself, it's mainly about Sylvie and the TVA. He's right about that, but that's not the problem with Loki. Like, that's a problem with Loki, but that's not the problem with the problem with Loki is what it does to the universe of the MCU. Which, by the way, I know I just said the universe of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but you know what I mean. The overarching universe of this world that they've crafted is the problem with that show and what it does to it moving forward. That's the problem with Loki. Like, if you want to nail down one specific thing that is the problem with Loki, that's it. But I can almost guarantee he didn't make any... You know, maybe he did. Maybe you'll surprise me and you'll say that he actually did mention this. But I'm willing to bet he made absolutely no mention whatsoever of the fact that free will is no longer a thing in the MCU. I can almost guarantee that he did not mention that even a little bit. And if he did, I'll be astounded if he actually mentioned that in his video. And can I use this to my advantage? I'm guessing not. But I can certainly try. Yeah, Loki's just a painful show. Like, I gave up after the first episode, because the first episode destroyed the universe. And the thing is, I wasn't even really all that excited for it anyway, because Loki was never a character that I was super invested in. Like, he was a character I didn't realize until after his arc was already, like, once the Infinity War scene came about, with where he meets his end, that's when it's like, oh, that was a really cool arc you went on that I didn't even realize was happening in the background. But he wasn't a character I was actively invested in while it was all happening. So I just didn't really care about his show all that much, but I was gonna watch it anyway because I wanted to keep up with all the MCU stuff, so I'd have all the knowledge I needed moving forward for the rest of the universe. I had no idea what I was in store for, and within literally 10 minutes of the episode, I already wanted to quit forever, and I did. I did not watch anything else after. I skimmed through I kept up with the finale to make sure, it was actually dealing the damage I thought it was, and it wasn't gonna, it didn't fix itself by the end. It was actually going to deal the damage I thought it had dealt. So, yeah, my worst fears had been confirmed. The MCU was broken by that. Marvel chose the worst possible way to tackle time travel. Yeah, Endgame certainly dealt damage to time travel, but Endgame could still be salvaged. Loki, you can't salvage Loki unless you erase Loki from existence. How do I rank Persona 5 so far? Scale from 1 to 10? That's a good question. Do I have an answer for it? I usually like to wait until I get further into the, until I get at least close to the end to give an accurate ranking, and I'm nowhere near the end, I don't think, so... probably a soft 8 out of 10. Soft 8 because I need to think about it more, but well, that's where I'll settle for now. The Lightyear trailer would have fit in the game once, it would be more cringe. Yeah. It kicked you off? Well, if it kicked you off, then here's the code again. I'm probably gonna stall out while I'm posting this, but that's fine. There's the code again, so you can rejoin if it kicked you out the first time. And I think I missed a lot of chat messages, but I'll read all your messages either once I fall off the cliff, which will be pretty soon, I imagine, or once the race is over, whichever comes first. Because that's the thing with Mario Kart streams. I'm able to read the chat pretty consistently when I'm doing Halo and stuff like that, but with Mario Kart, I kind of have to keep my eyes on the road at all times, so I don't fall off the edge. So I can't read the chat as often as I'd like to, but I try my best to catch up with what I missed in chat afterwards. And I'm sure I'll still miss a message or two, and I apologize in advance for that. But I do what I can to try to read all your messages at as efficiently of a rate as I possibly can. So I apologize in advance for that. But yeah, let's see. First, Zero escaping numbers. Okay, I'm guessing I missed context with that. I don't know what context I'm missing there. X-Men vs. Avengers. I have not seen X-Men, but I've heard the X-Men movies are absolute dog shit, so I don't really plan on watching them anytime soon. I have no investment in the X-Men at all. I was considering watching them since I heard they might have been crossing over with the MCU at some point, but now that Loki broke everything, I just don't care. The X-Men, I could not possibly care less about the X-Men if I tried. So we'll see. Recommend watching DC animated movies. Some of them are really good. I have not seen any of those. I've heard they're good, but my only exposure to the DC animated movies, sorry, DC animation, has been through the Justice League show. Or no, sorry, not Justice League, the Super Friends show, not Justice League. Sorry, there was a show called the Super Friends. That was cool. That was a good show I liked watching as a kid. Now I haven't watched it in a very long time, so I don't know if it holds up under scrutiny. But I remember that when I watched it as a kid, I liked it. Now, granted, I really was only there for the because that was when I was going through my Batman and Robin phase, where I just was really into Batman, which was only because I played the Lego Batman game. That was kind of my thing, was I played the Lego game, like I played Lego Star Wars, Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Batman. I just wanted to learn more about all those things that the Lego games were based on. So that's what turned me into a massive Indiana Jones fan. Did not turn me into a massive Star Wars fan. That did not happen. I don't like Star Wars even a little bit, so that did not happen there. But I'm not really a Batman fan anymore, thanks to Zack Snyder's DCEU garbage. But I was definitely a fan of Batman and Robin when I was younger. So that's kind of why I watched the Super Friends show, was just to get more content from Batman and Robin. But that was it. And I guess I kind of enjoyed some of the Wonder Twins episodes, maybe some of the Superman stuff, Wonder Woman stuff, but that's about it. Okay, It's both sad and funny that every time I ship two females, the game pulls an universe card surely I have to work. Yeah, it happened. Okay, so that's what the context is. Zero Escape, Danganronpa 3, Grace Attorney Chronicles 2, and now Persona 5. Yeah, that essentially, yes. It's because they're all cowards. It's happened every single time, and it's annoyed me every single time. Now, for different reasons. Sometimes it's because they just don't commit to it. But sometimes, like in the case of Zero Time Dilemma, it's a bit more than just a lack of commitment. It's an issue of, oh, so you just, oh, why did you do that? That was not a thing that thanks, game. I sure do appreciate you doing that. That was lovely. I like that a lot. Thanks. So yeah, you're right. Danganronpa 3 is just, it's just pathetic. Very similar to Chronicles Persona 5. Yeah, the fact that in Persona 5 Royal, they literally have her say I love you, and then seconds later, she says I love you to Joker, but in one instance it's romantic and one it's not. It's just like, why? Probably gonna stone out. I mean, other players able to join us, but obviously never started. I'm unsure. I'm unsure. I guess we could cycle out and try to get more people in here. But I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if it's, you'd think it just put them in the same lobby as us, because it's not like this lobby isn't full. Usually the reason why you have multiple lobbies is because the lobby would be full, but the lobby isn't full, so there shouldn't be anything stopping people from joining this lobby, so I don't think that's what's happening. I think it's just, this is all the people that are playing today. Which is fine. I'm more than happy to have kind of a, like I said at the beginning, I'm more than happy to have a tight-knit group of people, rather than a, I mean, I'm still happy with this, because the race is still intense. If it was just 2 people, that might be a problem, because then it's just like, well, you're either in first or you're not, so it's not really intense action. But because there's enough of us here to where there's a good amount of us racing right now, so I'm not I don't feel like we have an inadequate amount of people, so I'm not really worried about it in the slightest. But yeah, because I used to do races with my friend, and it was literally just the 2 of us, which was, I mean, it was fun to play with him and all, but like, when you're playing Mario Kart with literally only one person, it's not the best thing in the world, because it's not, part of the fun of racing is the back and forth, fast-paced action of, you know, constantly weaving in and out between other people to keep the standings where they are. But when it's just one other person, it's just, if you're not in first place, you're in last, and if you're not in last place, you're in first. So there's no competition there, because it's just the 2 of you. But because there's enough of us to the point where I feel like the race is still pretty close and intense, so I'm having a good time so far. That's it. If anyone is trying to join and isn't in our lobby, you can let me know in chat, and we can try to sort it out. But I think this might actually just be all that we get today. I'm unsure though. Oh, don't hit the car, please. Thank you. Almost hit the car. That could have been bad. And assuming someone doesn't pull 7 red shells out of the rear end, I think I have this on lockdown. And we're good. Alright, cool. Zero Time Dilemma 1 made the one from Zero Escape made me want to punch something. Yeah, I just gave it. I'm just like, why? Why did you do that? Because to someone with context of the game, when I said that I ship it, if you know how that game ends, you're like, oh, why did you say that? But I didn't know. I didn't have any idea what I was in for. I just thought they were 2 people that had feelings for each other. I'm just like, hey, that's cool. I support this. I hope things go well for you 2. I didn't have any fucking clue what was in store for me. And the game's like, lol, get pranked. Turns out they're related. Lol. Like, why? Why? So yeah, that was, I just pain. We knew cancer was gonna stab us. Yeah, but still, like, it's like they dangle the keys in front of you and then they just yank them away at the last second. Like, why even? What do I think that a villain or antagonist needs in order to be sympathetic in a well-written way? Well, it's more I think there's more nuance than just being able to give a blanket answer to precisely what it is that makes them sympathetic or relatable. But I think if you want to get a good idea, you can watch my the Gabby Gabby section of my Toy Story 4 series. I kind of go into a little bit there, because basically not having it be, because I guess I can probably give an answer by showing how Gabby Gabby doesn't work. So the Toy Story 4 wants you to think that Gabby Gabby is sympathetic and relatable and a villain that underwent some kind of redemption. but she didn't, because she does, the way her quote-unquote arc works is she does terrible, horrible, evil things, and then the movie decides, well, okay, but, like, you should still like her, though. So, it's disjointed between her actions and her actual, her motivations. So, and it's the same thing with Captain Marvel, because in Captain Marvel, I know this is a random segue, but in Captain Marvel, the main twist, spoilers, is that the Kree are actually on the good guys team, and they never actually wanted to hurt Captain Marvel. They just wanted her to help them, which isn't, that's obviously not true, because throughout the whole movie, they were only trying to kill, like, they were actively shooting at her, trying to kill her. It's like, okay, so if you want her to help you, why were you trying to kill her? Like, that doesn't work, that's a blatant contradiction. So, that's priority one, is make sure the motivations of your villain and the actions they undertake are not blatantly contradicted by each other. Adding some nuance and depth to their actual motivations to make it not black and white in terms of their morality as a villain. Maybe add it so that their actions can be contextualized later, so that you can see that what they were doing was only trying to help people, but that it was just misconstrued, and like it was a misunderstanding all along. That can work. Like, I can't really give a blanket answer because it's going to be different for every situation. That's kind of a general sense of just making sure what they do as a villain and the reasons why they do things are not contradicted like they are in Toy Story 4. Because that's Toy Story 4's problem with the quote-unquote villain. Like, that movie has tricked you into thinking that she's actually not a villain, and the reason why it is able to trick you is because it uses the lighting and the music to manipulate you into thinking that it's actually a relevant story, but it's not. It's the worst story I've ever seen, ever written, because Josh Cooley is the worst, is just an evil human being. So, yeah, it's a terrible, it's honestly, the one good thing it does is it serves as the absolute lowest bar imaginable, as terms of just, like, how not to write a story. So, every time I talk about the movie with someone else, I find more and more reasons why it doesn't work as a story. So I guess it's good at that, I suppose. So, the scrolls actually, okay, fine, the scrolls, whatever. You knew what I meant. You knew what I meant. They should add forking to Mario Kart. They should not do that. They should absolutely not do that. Which, by the way, I was Christmas shopping this week, and I was buying some things for family and friends. And while I was out shopping, I found a Forky Christmas tree ornament, and I wanted to leave the store immediately when I saw that. So it's just like, oh great, my favorite. It was not a thing I wanted to see at all. You remember I have a website? Why? Just mainly because I thought it'd be cool to have one. But I've since come to realize that anything I could use that website for is just elsewhere. The only thing that website is useful for is a video schedule to actually give a proper list of when my videos will be going online. The problem is that I don't actually, I don't update that. I should keep it up to date, but there's no real point, because my videos schedule is pretty simple. It's just, it used to be more complex. It used to be more useful back when my schedule used to be more complex, as in, like, Siege Sunday on Sunday, Minecraft videos on Monday, main Let's Play videos from Tuesday through Friday, with a VR video on Friday, and some indie game stuff during Tuesday through Wednesday, with Splatoon and or other secret project on Saturday and a live stream. When it was more complex as to what happened each day, it warranted a proper laid out video schedule. But now that it's just Let's Plays every day with nothing to break up the pacing, I don't really need that. It was also supposed to showcase a sneak peek for future secret projects. It was also supposed to serve as a blog post, but the sneak peeks I'm able to just do through showing teaser images, like showing the editing timelines and stuff like that on Twitter and in my community posts. And blogs, I can just, basically my community posts are just the blogs from my website, because I don't need to send people to an external source to do that anymore. Really anything that I used to use that website for, I can accomplish through other means now, so there's no real point to having it. But that my initial point was just kind of have it be one place for everything, but it's not useful anymore. I should probably, honestly, because I should probably just sell it, honestly, because there's no real point to keeping it up at this point, when everything I do can be is done through other means and on other websites. So there's that, I suppose. But yeah, there's the answer to why I have a website in the first place. I found out about it. The reason why I got it started, because I saw, it's something I always kind of wanted, was just to be able to tell people, hey, I have a website. And then I saw an ad in one of MatPat's theory videos about Squarespace, which I know it's a meme because it pops up everywhere, but when I was younger, I was like, hey, look, Squarespace, I can make my own website. That's pretty cool. So I did it, and I used it for quite a while, and it was useful for quite a while, but it quickly stopped being useful. Ironically, once I actually had an audience, once I found an audience that would warrant having a website, the website stopped being useful anymore, because that's when I started to post things elsewhere. A lot less like Gabby, more like Zuko. Yeah, basically. You remember when V3 tried to redeem Kokichi? That was laughable. That was hilarious. That was pathetic. I don't know how the hell that ever happened. Sue, I'll vote for you. Buy your own fork face for the low price of $20 fucking. Yeah, I don't know how the hell it costs that much money to buy that stupid fork face ornament. It's just a fork. Like, I can make my own fork face for like 4 cents. Why would I spend $20? Well, I mean, I know why, because I can get the officially licensed one. Don't you want the officially licensed fork face toy from Pixar themselves that has the director's that has Josh Cooley's signature certificate of authenticity signed off on it? Don't you want that? I know I sure want that for $20 instead of just buying it for like 4 cents, if that. To get the materials that fit. You know, inexpensive. Like if a kid says I want Forky for Christmas, you struck gold as a parent. You're just like, all right, I'll just make one for literally like $1. I see this as an absolute win. This is the best timeline. All I have to do is just get get a spork, which is like, well, of course I have a plastic spork. Get some googly eyes, glue them on, get a stretchy mouth or whatever. Like it's so easy to make that thing. So why would I spend the money? Why would I spend $20 on an official? Well, I mean, I know why. Because people want the officially licensed fork face one, as opposed to just making it yourself. But really, you're not missing out on anything by just making it. You're really not missing out on anything major by just making it yourself. Except, I guess, for that, because each officially licensed Pixar toy comes with a certificate of authenticity signed off by. Well, the original ones, the Toy Story 1 and 2 ones were signed off by John Lasseter, the Toy Story 3 ones were signed off by Lee Unkrich, and the Toy Story 4 ones were obviously signed off by Josh Cooley. So, basically, it's signed off by whoever the director of the respective movie is. So, yeah, that if you really want that, then I guess there's that, I suppose. Sneak Peek's just a black void. Yeah, the Sneak Peek used to be something, but now it's just a black void. Have I been thinking more about making a Discord server? Yeah. I have been thinking more and more about it. I just need to work out the logistics of actually setting it up before I fully commit to it. Oh, Squarespace, the one who brings all the Shiny Man videos. Yeah, that's like I kind of just like I promoted Squarespace when I first made it, not because I was sponsored, just because I wanted to say, hey, look, this is actually a really cool. Because the thing is, Squarespace is a really cool tool to make websites, and again, this isn't sponsored. The problem is that it's just memed out of existence because it's in so many goddamn sponsorships across this entire website. So it kind of loses its impact after a while, where people just stop taking it seriously, which is unfortunate. So I just don't talk about it anymore. You tried joining it, but it kicked me. Well, I promise you, AverDayT, I have not set up a blacklist to ban you from the server. I promise you, I have not done that. So unfortunately, there isn't much I can do to help you. I think that might just be Nintendo Switch being Nintendo Switch Online, so I recommend just, it's a lame answer, but I guess just keep trying to get in, and you'll make your way in eventually, hopefully. I hope you can get in here eventually. I can post I can try to post the code again to you after this after this race is over, hopefully anyway. 4.97k subs. According to my screen, it's 4.96k, but it's possible it just could have not updated yet. But yeah, it's growing ever closer, which is terrifying me, because I mean, I mean, Halo Infinite is here, so I kind of had a feeling that would probably boost my count at least somewhat. But I was also hoping that, because Halo Infinite, as you've no doubt noticed, is not the most popular series on the channel at the moment, because that's not what people subscribe for. People subscribe for the Persona 5 stuff, or just games like that. You know, Ace Attorney, Danganronpa, Zero Escape, Ghost Trick, Persona 5. That's what they're here for. So they don't want to. They're not here to see Halo Infinite stuff. And there's many other prominent Halo YouTubers that are actually. Like, there's people you go to for Halo content. I'm not one of those people. But apparently, according to what people have told me in the past, I am actually a person that some people go to for Ace Attorney stuff, like, regularly. Which still boggles my mind that I've reached that kind of level of... That I've permeated that much of the community. Which is still incredibly humbling and baffling to think about. But I'm not that person for Halo. Like, if you want Halo content, you go elsewhere. Because that's not what my channel is known for. So I didn't expect that big of a sub boost from it, but it's still doing something for me, I suppose. So there's that. Bonnie did it for free. Yeah, Bonnie did do it for free, because she made it out of classroom supplies. But monetarily for free, but at the expense of my soul, because if it weren't for that stupid spork, then Woody would have never left Bonnie, so... Like, it was for free, but what did it actually cost? It cost everything. So, monetarily free, perhaps, but it cost a lot more than $0 in the long run, technically speaking. Anyway. Never bothered seeing Toy Story 4 since you thought it didn't need to exist, so maybe it's just since you haven't seen it before, because it seems kind of cute. I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. Either don't watch the movie, or if you're gonna watch it, watch my series on it. Just don't watch the movie. If you are even a remotely a fan of the Toy Story series, do not watch that movie. It will make you want to die. I promise you that. It will make you feel the big die. Yeah, here's the code for anyone who wants to join in, or anyone who's having difficulty joining in. Here's the code for you all. Baby Park being an absolute chaotic experience. Yeah, Baby Park is just pain. There's just no way getting around it. Baby Park is actually just pain. I don't know why people like it. It's just an oval, and it's just chaos. But it's over with now, so hopefully we don't get it again. Imagine how great Switch Online would be if it had mic support on online play. Yeah, could you imagine? Well, I mean, you know, knock on wood and all that, but we haven't had any major, at least I haven't encountered any disconnection errors yet, so cross your fingers. But we're fine for now. But yeah, it definitely needs a lot of work. It does 0.97K. Yeah, I mean, I might say it for myself once I refresh the page, but because it's frozen right now for me, because I'm just looking at for the page won't update until I refresh, and I'm using my tablet to actually check the chat right now, so I'll check after the stream. But yeah, I'm getting closer and closer. Sunshine is inevitable at this point, it seems like. But I'm hoping that the YouTube algorithm will be kind to me for a little bit and won't. I mean, I'm really curious to see if Security Breach is going to do anything for my channel, because there's at least a couple people that are interested in my thoughts on Halo Infinite, because I've just expressed my passion for it. But I don't think there's anyone who's actually looking forward to my Security Breach Let's Play. Because I'm not exactly a super fan of that series. I used to be a super fan of the series, but now, with everything that's happened, I'm just kind of sort of an obligation to check it out. But the hype I used to have for new game releases is no longer there. So I'm curious if I'll get even like one view on that Let's Play. But I'll check it out anyway, just to see what it's like. But my optimism is... Hello. You were right there. That was probably... I missed the shot, so that was unfortunate for me. When it joins into a different lobby. Yeah, I don't know what the... Oh, dear God. I don't know what the deal is with that. Because you'd think it should just send you into this lobby. Because I don't know why it wouldn't just... I don't know why it wouldn't just... Because, so... The problem people seem to be having last time is that because of the CPUs, like, it was kicking them out because the population was too full. But apparently people are still having problems joining, so I don't know what the deal is with this system and why it's so hard to actually make this work properly. Because I just like to be able to get everyone into the same lobby consistently, but it seems to be easier said than done to pull that off. So we'll see if we can sort this out in a second. Just gotta get to the end of this race and see how it goes. And also to Toad's Turnpike again. That's the other problem, is that we kind of get some of the race over and over again. I guess I could set up someone mentioned I could set up a private room, but the problem there is that I think I have to have everyone on the friends list in order to properly do that, which is, it's more complicated to set that up than it is to just have an open room. Anime games, Brooks's favorite game genre. Oh yeah, I was actually kind of concerned for that. Like, when Brooks and Joe started talking about that, I was just like, okay, this is not good for me. And then I saw the viewer count slowly, steadily decreasing. Okay, real quick, just to check, I'm gonna ask everyone to quickly leave and rejoin this lobby, just to see if we can get everyone back into the same lobby. I don't know if this will fix it, but I'm just gonna ask everyone to very quickly leave the lobby and then rejoin the tournament, and to see if this will actually allow us to join back into the same lobby. I don't know if this will work, but we tried this last time and it kind of did something. So we're gonna try to leave and rejoin and hope this will get everyone back into the same lobby. This could make it worse for all I know, but it's worth a shot. So let's all just to hope this does something. I don't know if it'll work, but it's worth it. Problem with Let's Plays of recently released games is that people will avoid it in the beginning for spoilers. You know, you have. Yeah, I mean that's it. Like, I don't really. I'm sure. My Infinite Let's Play might pick up more traction once it's been out for longer, but I don't know for sure. You're playing through Halo just to get satisfied with Let's Play, which is totally acceptable. I don't blame you at all for that. Okay, I think I don't know if leaving and rejoining made this into a different lobby again. I don't know what the deal is with this, with the way tournaments work. It's all that shit. Yeah, $20 by now you're in a different lobby. Yeah, I think that just made it worse, unfortunately. I don't know what to do to actually fix this, because we can try to, I guess, rejoin all at the same time. But the problem was with stream latency, I'll always join earlier. I'll always join earlier than I'll join earlier than all you because of the way latency works. I guess I can wait a second. I guess I can say go and then wait a second, but even then it will be 50 seconds. Oh yeah, $50 if you want to buy the expansion pack. But if you just want basic functionality, quote unquote functionality, then you can get it's 20. But it's crap. Yeah, I wish we could do this on a service that wasn't broken fundamentally, but sadly we cannot do that because the service is, well, broken fundamentally. There's so much about this that just crap all around. Friend can make a turn. Yeah, I guess I can do. I guess I could just get everyone into a private room, and then we hope they'll be in the same lobby. So I know I have 2 of you added as friends right now. We could do that. Well, hold on. I need to stop looking at you. Not that I care about winning this, but I just want to see. Sean, I said that he didn't play Undertale but first because fandom. Well, not playing it on the channel, I guess would make sense, but he doesn't do Let's Plays, so that wouldn't explain it. Because I can understand not wanting to do something on the channel because you don't want to deal with the people that are going to comment about it. But to play it by yourself, you're playing through something by yourself isn't going to be impacted by the fandom that enjoys it. So I don't really know what to make of that. But it's whatever. Yeah, so like I saw the viewer count steadily decreasing for my Infinite live stream when they started talking about their thoughts on anime style games. I'm like, okay, so is this the end of my YouTube existence? Is this where my channel dies? I think this might be where my channel dies. And I did see, like, I saw the view count just dropping. Like, oh well, there they all go. I think they're never coming back now. It was nice knowing you guys, but well, it was fun while it lasted. But you know, because I can't control what they say. Like they can say what they want, but I tried after it was over to not to politely say, can we please talk about literally anything else? This is not good for me. Please, I beg of you. Toy Story 4 is good. Me. Yeah, I really need to set up a Baki. Is everything okay between me and Brooks? I mean, we've talked since then. Yeah, because all right, let's back out again and see if we can set up something here. We've talked since then. We're fine. I don't hate him. He made my brain want to explode that day. But no, I don't hate Brooks at all. You heard FNAF security for like 70 gigabytes. I haven't checked the install size. I don't know what's in store for us. Okay, so we could try to join again, but the problem is I'm pretty sure this is just gonna result in the same thing, where we all join a different lobby. And unfortunately, I can't edit this. I can't edit the settings to like remove the code requirement. So, the only thing we could do is what someone suggested, where I make a separate private room and we all join with friend codes. But that's the best I got for a chance to get everyone in this, because it worked right at the beginning. It worked where we all got into the same lobby, but then it didn't work. The only thing I can think, maybe it's the don't shuffle that's preventing this from working, because it's refusing to actually, maybe the fact that don't shuffle is enabled is preventing us all from moving lobbies to join up together. I don't know for sure though. Again, Nintendo's online service is absolute garbage. So I don't know if this is anyone in chat in a race right now, or is everyone just waiting here like I am? Because if some people are in a race, I can try to join again. But if not, then we can try to set something else up instead. You're on the okay. So is everyone on the menu? You don't need to be friends. You only have to play once. Okay, so so I guess I can try to set up a different. So how many races have we done? Have we done like 30 races or whatever? Does it? It's probably not gonna say how many races I've done. Is it? No, it's not. Okay, so I think we've done. I guess I can just go back in the stream to check to see what number that race was, so I can get a sense of how many we have left. Okay, that was the 28th race. Okay, so I guess I can just try to set something up real quick. And I guess can I reuse the settings of an old one? I'm guessing not. Okay, well, I'll use this one because this is pain, and I think I'll just call it that. I'll call this one pain, because that's what this is right now, and we'll just try to see if this works. General rules. Okay, so no teams, normal items, no all vehicles, smart settings. Okay, I guess I'll just fix period. What time is it right now? It's like 12:40. Okay, so can I? Okay, I guess I'll set it between now. If I can set it in the past, which I can, surprisingly, and then same time just end in about probably set it to end like here-ish to give us some time to make this work. And we'll do probably 16 races to finish out. I'm gonna turn shuffling on. Well, I guess maybe we won't have to open it. So, do you want me to create a private room, or do you want me to create another tournament that's limited to just? Because my only options here are limited to open to everyone or code required. I don't know if this is gonna solve the problem. Make a private room. Okay, I'll just try to do that. This might. Okay, yeah, back all the way out of this. Okay, friends, I guess, create room. Wait, hold on, oh, yeah, create a room. And then I'll do this. Friend tournament. Like, here's this. So here's the private room. So I think, I don't know if anyone can just join who's on my friends list. So if you're still in chat and you've been racing but you aren't on my friends list, you can send me a friend request, and then I can add you, and then you can join me, or you can just join me if I play race. I don't know how this works. I'll just chill here for a bit until this gets going. So we'll see how this works. I have no guarantees that this actually works, because again, it's all learning progress for me. Send my request. I'm pretty sure I didn't I? Like, I'll back out real quick. Yeah, both of you. I have both of you. You and OJVDH have been accepted. Okay, 2 friend requests. Okay, I'll add up you. Become friends. There we go. And then I'll do it as well with you. Yeah, if anyone join your friends, okay. So I guess you don't need to send a friend request, but I don't know. Well, you don't. I guess you don't have to, but whether you can join or not, you can do it if you choose to. Okay. Set this up. There we go. And here we go. Okay, now people are joining. Okay, so yeah. Well, I'll chill here for a second while I let everyone kind of pile in to kind of try to get the lobby back on track for everyone that was in the previous section. So I'll just sit here for a little bit, and then I guess I just will wait to set it up. This is also a good way to quickly become friends with the Ace Detective, I suppose. Person, you don't want to watch play thing because fandom, the person, Sonic fan, Danganronpa fan, Persona fan. Yeah, there's certainly some hypocrisy established there. Because yeah, there's, again, I can understand to some extent if the concern is actually doing a Let's Play on it, because if you do a Let's Play on it or you stream it, then you have to deal with people in chat or in comments that make things annoying. But if you're just playing on your own time, you don't have to cross paths with anyone else who ever plays the game, so it's not gonna affect you at all. All right, who else we got? We have Halo Gamer. All right, I think we'll get along swimmingly in that case. I believe me and Halo Gamer will get along swimmingly today. Please wait. Hey, friends. Cool. All right. There should be someone else that can join us up. Nope, don't open up. Don't open up. Nope. Nope. There we go. Yeah, so is there anyone else in chat that's looking to join, or is this all we have today? If you're still looking to join, let me know in chat, and if not, then I'll start up the race. So we can get this going again. Sonic movie server was an idea made by a corporate executive who was drunk that day. I have no idea how that, like, surely someone must have realized how quickly that was going to turn to shit. And it did turn to shit almost immediately. Took barely any time at all for that server to just cave in on itself immediately. Because obviously that was a terrible idea. Alright, I'm assuming this is probably way for more players. I'd like to, but it seems like, so yeah, last chance. If there's anyone in chat that wants to join this lobby that has not yet done so, now's your chance to do it before we start at the next, race. Have I heard about the totally not Mark situation? Yes, and it sucks. It sucks that that's happened the way that it has. Because it just further shows how broken YouTube's copyright system actually is. I'm guessing this is all we have for now. So if anyone else wanted to join, your opportunity seems to have passed. So if you want to get on the next race, you can. But I'm gonna go ahead and start this up now. 150, nope, 150cc, no teams, normal, no comm, all vehicles, and we'll do 16 races again, just to try to fill in what we've... It's not an exact match, but it'll work out. So I don't know if anyone else will be able to join once I start this up, is the problem. Like, I don't know if anyone can join mid-race, or if this is it. Okay, we haven't had Mount Wario yet, so I'm gonna vote for Mount Wario. See how this goes. Shiny Guy made an hour-long Ratatouille is Pixar's magnum opus video and still likes Incredibles more. Well, I mean, it's possible to make a distinction between you believe this to be the best movie that they've created versus this is my favorite movie. So, for instance, my favorite Ace Attorney game is Trials and Tribulations, but the best one they've made is Easy Investigations 2. So, it's possible to draw that distinction. The question is whether Ratatouille would fit that requirement, because I might pick Wall-E for the magnum opus one in terms of their best achievement as a film studio. Might be that. Chapman also recently made a Sony animation movies ranked. I haven't seen that, but I've heard it's interesting. I heard he ranked Cloudy too higher than it should be, which there's a part of me that wants to check it out out of just morbid curiosity. But I also kind of don't, because I have a feeling it wouldn't go very well if I did it. I just want to facepalm if I actually watched it. So I think I'll save myself the mental suffering I would undergo if I actually did that. We live in an alternate universe where we are more excited and confident for the movies than the games. For the Sonic movie, you mean? Yeah, that's... I am genuinely more excited for the Sonic movie, the sequel to the Sonic movie, than I am for Sonic Frontiers. Because Sonic Frontiers, all I can tell from that thing they showed at the Game Awards is, hey look, it's Sonic, but this time it's an open world. In which is just like, okay, why do I care? Why, okay. I don't, because like it's not, I mean they've had a hub world style stuff before, but they've never had a fully open-ended environment, and that's even assuming that's what it is. And I don't know if it's gonna, I don't know. It's, Sonic's track record in 3D has not been all that great recently. The last thing they made was Sonic Forces, followed up, then that was following Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric, which, I've heard that the 3DS version, I think it's called Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal or something, I've heard that's good, but I played Rise of Lyric, and it barely managed to maintain 2 frames per second, so, y'all pass, thanks. I've not been impressed with Sonic's recent 3D track record. 2D-wise, Mania was great. Ow, that was unfortunate. But 3D-wise, they have spectacularly failed to impress me. So I wouldn't even say I'm cautiously optimistic. I would just say I'm cautious this time. He's also said Princess Kaguya is the best Ghibli film and the best animated movie ever made, and called Whisper of the Heart his favorite because of how it's about the struggle of creating content. I can't say anything about that because I haven't seen any of the Studio Ghibli films. Or Studio Ghibli, or however it's pronounced. I'm not actually... I've heard it pronounced both ways. I feel like I have an obligation to check it out, just to spite Josh Cooley some more. Because Josh Cooley just spit in the face of that studio when he removed Totoro from the game. Or sorry, from Toy Story 4. So, you know. Hello, Brainfart, welcome to the stream today. I've had a few bumps in the road in terms of technical difficulties and getting everyone in the same lobby. But we seem to have something functioning now. I think this might be what we do for the time being. Or for moving forward, this is probably what we'll do. Is we'll just create a private room. And anyone who wants to join. It's a little more cumbersome to have everyone friend request me to get in. As opposed to just having a code. But it'll at least keep us all in the same lobby all the time instead of having to shuffle back and forth between different lobbies. So that's the benefit there. You can look forward to. Joshua, not Cooley. Correct. Josh is his last name is a deceptive one. He is not the Cooley man that everyone thinks he is. And honestly, I didn't even really know all that much about the director until I actually did research into it. Previously, I didn't know anything about him. I just knew he directed the movie. I knew that whoever directed it wasn't John Lasseter and it wasn't Lee Unkrich. I knew it was supposed to be John Lasseter, but then he was replaced by someone else. I was hoping it'd be Lee Unkrich, but by that point, Lee Unkrich had already left the studio. Like, when John Lasseter left, Lee Unkrich left right afterwards, which was also the same time. I still find it so interesting that Lee Unkrich left Pixar, like, as soon as John Lasseter left, which is also the same time that he was replaced on Toy Story 4. It was like, I wonder why that's the case. I wonder why Lee Unkrich waited until the moment after the announcement was made that he would be Josh Cooley would be replacing John Lasseter as the director of Toy Story 4. I find that to be a very interesting timing for his departure from the studio. Especially since, like, he wasn't exactly struggling. He made Toy Story 3, and then Lee Unkrich directed Toy Story 3, and then directed Coco. His track record with filmmaking is unblemished. So he wasn't exactly, like, struggling for ideas. He was doing just fine in terms of making movies. So he clearly belonged at Pixar. He was where he, like, in terms of, I guess in terms of his creative talent, Pixar was the perfect studio for him. But in terms of, like, I'm guessing that he just was not a fan of the fact that, in case I need to be explicit, I think he just saw Josh Cooley replace John Lasseter and he's like, oh, I don't want that at all. In fact, I want the opposite of that because Josh clearly, I don't trust this man with Toy Story, so I'm gonna head out, thanks. Josh Uncooley, yeah, that's a better name for him. Best part of the video was when he talked about Claudia and said the contact lens joke in one of his editors when he said, I got my eye on you, but what he's saying you from the gas station scene. Alright then. Yeah, I haven't seen it, and I probably never will. Alright, where to next? I vote for... well, that wasn't what I wanted to vote for, but I guess I voted random. I wanted to vote for Yoshi Valley, but I guess... Why do I have a crown on my head? Pretty sure I finished third in that race. I don't know why I have a crown on my head. Unless maybe it's considering who has the highest ranking and we're tied. I don't know. But I should not have a crown on my head after that race. Alright, Rainbow Road time. Crown first overall. That's what I thought, is because there's two people with crowns. So I'm guessing it's just that we're tied. On the leaderboard for overall rankings, we're probably tied, and that's why we both have a crown. Which would make sense. I'll check your comment about the lowest rated movie in a second, but I just gotta, well, not a second after this race. Like I said, that's the problem with Mario Kart, is that it's a lot of fun to play with viewers, but it's also harder to read chat, because obviously I have to focus on the road the whole time. Come on, please get out of my way, thank you. And that was a wasted red shell. Yeah, Nintendo's Online, I mean, it's kind of beating a dead horse to say it, but Nintendo's Online really just suck the biggest of balls. It's just the worst thing in the world. The blue shell seemed confused for a second there, because it hit me when I was in second place, and then we swapped between locations there for a second. That was interesting. Oh, good Lord Almighty. Favorite Phil Lord and Chris Miller film? I'll go with Cloud Chance and Meatballs. Easily. I enjoyed Spider-Verse, but I have no emotional attachment to it at all, whereas I definitely absolutely adored Cloud Chance and Meatballs, and I've rewatched that movie many, many times, but I've had no reason to rewatch Spider-Verse since then, and that's the same reason I am, I guess, just ambivalent about Spider-Verse 2. I have no incentive to really care about it all that much. I didn't watch the trailer. I don't want to watch the trailer. I'm just like, well, I'll watch it when it comes out, possibly. Forget 45 might want to go see it. Well, no, she'll definitely want to go see it. It's whether she dragged me to see it with her is going to be the question. Because that's kind of how because at least it's divorced from the rest of the MCU in the sense that it's not looped under the rest of Loki's shortcomings with destroying everything. So it should be safe in that department. But you know, it's all right. Hello, Trick or Trick. Welcome to the stream today. I prefer Cloudy over Lego Movie. Yes, Lego Movie's probably a better made movie, but Cloudy is the one I definitely enjoy a lot more than Lego Movie. And I'm just gonna go ahead and guess that Emoji Movie is the one he picked. He voted for last in his ranking video. And if it's not, then I would be extremely curious as to what exactly it would be. Not that I care enough to find out, because I'm not gonna watch that video. What else have they made? I guess that would include the open season movies. I think Coastal Transylvania is Sony. I think the Angry Birds movie is Sony as well. Is Planet 51 Sony as well, or is that a different company? I'm not sure. And yeah, I don't know for sure. It was Surf's Up 2? Really? Surf's Up 2? Worse than the Emoji Movie, huh? Alright. I find that interesting. Find that very interesting, actually. Because the Emoji Movie is just... well... yeah, I mean... I guess if he thinks that character assassinated someone from the first movie, then I guess... because I like, if Emoji Movie and Toy Story 4 were made by the same company, I would definitely rank Toy Story 4 below that, because Toy Story 4 destroyed Woody, Buzz, and Jesse's characters. But I don't believe him when he says they were character assassinated, because if he doesn't recognize that Woody, Buzz, and Jesse were destroyed by Toy Story 4, I don't really have any reason to place any confidence in what he says ever. So, remains to be seen. Now, of course, it doesn't make me want to go check out Surf's Up 2 in spite of him, because I just don't care about... I think I tried to watch the first Surf's Up movie, and I just wanted to die, so I don't think I'll ever watch the second one. Ever. I don't even vaguely remember anything about it, except that there's really weird-looking penguins on a beach, and they like to surf, and maybe there's one of them, I don't know if one of them gets washed away somewhere. I don't think I ever finished it. I don't think I ever actually finished watching that movie. because it just did not. If I didn't finish watching a movie as a kid, then something went wrong horribly. Something went horribly wrong somewhere along the way. If I didn't even want to finish watching the movie when I was a kid, because when you're a kid, your standards are significantly lower and you just kind of watch anything. So if I didn't even want to finish it as a kid, then wow, you really screwed up somewhere along the way. You really went wrong, significantly wrong somewhere. You forgot the Emoji Movie even existed? I envy you. Because I did not forget. I have not forgotten the Emoji Movie. I wish I could forget the Emoji Movie, but I can't. I also wish I could forget... I guess, I mean, I'd rather forget Toy Story 4 than the Emoji Movie, because Toy Story 4 actually does damage to characters, whereas the Emoji Movie just is self-contained diarrhea. So I'd much rather just forget Toy Story 4 ever existed, because Toy Story 4 is a much worse movie than the Emoji Movie. It's not even close, actually. Like, it's actually... Toy Story 4 is quite honestly the worst movie that's ever been made, and nothing even comes close. To anyone out there who wants to make a movie for themselves and you're worried about it being crap, you can do it, because if Toy Story 4 is looked at as the best animated movie of 2019 and one of the best ever made, and by some looked at as the best of the series, when literal diarrhea garbage like that is considered to be a quality story, nothing is stopping you, because people are idiots and they think that that's good storytelling. So literally, it doesn't matter what you make, it will be better. No matter what movie you make, it will, by definition, be better automatically than Toy Story 4, and it won't even be close. It's easy. It's honestly that easy. Whatever you make, it'll be better. Whatever you make, it can't be worse than Toy Story 4. It's not possible, because Toy Story 4 fails every aspect of storytelling. So, trust me, you'll be okay. You can do it. I promise you can do it. Surf's Up 1 is good, but it's made to look like a sports documentary, so that's probably why. Yeah, I couldn't tell you anything else about that movie. Anything at all. I have no recollection of it whatsoever, and I don't plan on watching it ever again. So there's that, I suppose. Yeah, we'll be wrapping up the stream after this set of races. And I guess this might be what we do moving forward. We might just do this for future play sessions. We just set up a private room. It's less convenient because you can't just send a code out to everyone, have everyone join in. You have to go through the process of joining the room. And I'm still unsure if you're able to join this mid-race, or if you have to wait for this all to conclude before you're able to join. But whatever the case may be, it's still a work in progress. I just wish Nintendo's Online wasn't the worst thing in the world, because it's just embarrassing how big of a company Nintendo is, and to have that terrible of an online system, all things considered. I just don't get it. And I don't know how you can be this successful a company and have this terrible of an online service. It's quite a miracle, honestly, to have this be the case, and to have the audacity to charge $50 for a quote-unquote expansion pack, when all it gives you is worse versions of games that have been emulated forever. Like, that's some... You got to have some balls to do something like that. Like, seriously. Because I haven't used the expansion pass, and I probably never will unless I absolutely have to record a video for something. But you have got to have some serious balls to charge money for that, because I've seen the footage, and the emulation of those games look infinite. Like, they just don't look like they run well to even a minor degree. So I just don't want to check it out at all. And you can take a little bit of that. You watched the first half of Surf's Up as a kid and stopped halfway through. Yeah, I don't even think I made it halfway through. I think I stopped after the first like 15 minutes. I think you made it further than I did. I don't even think I made it past the first 15 minutes, to be honest. So I don't think I made it. Yeah, I definitely didn't make it halfway. Definitely did not make it halfway through. So you definitely made it further than I did in that department. You're gonna do a movie about a dinosaur in Australia that wants to eat pizza in peace, then. It'll be better. It'll probably be better. Because, like the thing, Toy Story 4 fails plot, characters, themes, and world building. You can't get worse than that. You just can't. You cannot get worse than that. And no matter what movie you make, it will be better than Toy Story 4. It's not close. That's just how that works. It's not even... It's really, really easy to make a movie that's better than Toy Story 4. It's quite simple, actually. Yet people still spend money on that expansion pack. Yeah, because people are Nintendo shills and they just gobble up anything. And again, I might have to get it one day to play one of the games on the expansion pack. I might have to do that one day. But I don't have to do it yet. And we're gonna enjoy the time right now when I don't have to do it. Worst Pixar movies are definitely Toy Story 4, Brave, and Cars 2. I would slot in The Good Dinosaur instead of, I don't know if I'd sub out Brave or Cars 2, but I put The Good Dinosaur in there before either of those, because I think The Good Dinosaur is way worse than Toy Story, well, no, nothing's worse than Toy Story 4, but I think The Good Dinosaur is definitely worse than Brave, and probably worse than Cars 2 as well. I don't know, it's close. I mean, Brave and The Good Dinosaur are just, like, it's a trade-off as to which one is worse. No, it's really close. Because they're both just the worst types of anything ever. So I had to think more about... I had to put a lot of thought into exactly how bad those two are compared to each other. Because they're both bad for different reasons. One tries to do stuff... Like, Brave tries to do some thematic things and it just fails. I don't think The Good Dinosaur tries anything, so I don't, like, The Good Dinosaur is just a slog to get through from start to finish. So, like, Brave could have been amazing. It had a lot of great ideas that it could have executed well. It just didn't, because, like, they took the original director off the project and gave it to someone else instead. And generally speaking, when you take the project away from the person who came up with the idea for the project in the first place to give it to someone else who doesn't understand what would have made the original project so good to begin with, it doesn't really end all that well. So I really wish we could have seen what the original version of Brave was going to look like. I'm very curious to see how that would have ended up. To see whether how different it would have been, what would have been changed, how its characters would have been changed. It also seems to be the most immature Pixar movie. And there's a lot of humor that isn't exactly... Pixar typically tends to veer away from the more immature, like, gross-out style humor. They're usually a bit more intelligent with the comedy they go for in their movies. But in Brave, they do not go for that style of humor. Or sorry, they go for it much more than they ever did previously, which is sad to say. But, you know, it's whatever. Still like Sony more for not bothering to re-release old games. That's because PS games are a bitch to emulate. It's close between them, certainly. I mean, Nintendo and Sony both have their kinks. I mean, every company has their kinks in terms of what makes them, in terms of questionable decisions. But in terms of anti-consumer moves, Sony's avid policy against why would you want to play an old game and just refusal to re-release them. And Nintendo's refusal to lower the prices of their more classic games, and to put the least amount of effort possible into their re-releases and their emulation. It's nah. Switch emulation is already good enough to emulate games in release, where PS2 emulation still has a ways to go. PS2 emulation has a lot of problems. PS4 emulation is still far out dream. Yeah, it's a long ways away. Do I still own a Wii U? Yes, I do still own a Wii U. I'm staring at it right now. It is sitting there in my entertainment center, right next to my 360 and above my Xbox Series X. And below my original Xbox. It is sitting there. So yes, I do still own the Wii U. I have not sold it. I've considered it, but I have not... I think, so long as Galaxy 2 isn't on the Switch, I will hold on to my Wii U for as long as it lasts. Because I really... I don't want to expend my means of playing Galaxy 2. I don't understand why it wasn't brought to the Switch. I would have happily subbed out 64, or Sunshine for that matter, for Galaxy 2. You could have just added it to the collection as well. Probably would have made more sense. Didn't the original All-Stars have 4 games as well? Could have just done that. Could have had both Galaxy and Galaxy 2 there. Because it just feels so weird. Because even in the trailer they showed for, like, This Is Mario Through the Years, when that was announced, they didn't even include Galaxy 2 in it at all, which just baffled me. because it's not like Galaxy 2 is the Halo 5 or Apollo Justice of the Mario games. Galaxy 2 is a phenomenal platformer, and it's clearly something people wanted because everyone was clamoring for when it was announced. It's not like Halo 5 where it's like, yeah, maybe we pretend that this game never happened at all. It's probably for the best. No. People wanted this game. They didn't port it, which I don't understand why that happened. Because even if you think Galaxy 1 is better than Galaxy 2, Galaxy 2 is still a great game, and it deserved to be ported, and the fact that they seem to just pretend it never existed is confusing. Because, again, not exactly the polarizing thing that Apollo Justice and Halo 5 were. It's still a very beloved game that people were very sad to not see get ported over in 3D All-Stars. I don't know. Because it's not like they clearly put minimal effort into the collection in terms of getting 64 and Sunshine ready for emulators. Because 64 is just the same game. There's no optimization made there at all. It just runs as crap as it always has. Sunshine, they made widescreen, and that's about it. Galaxy, they made the visual sharper, and they made it work for the Switch's control scheme. But the fundamental game itself is still unaffected, so I don't know what happened there. Spent your childhood failing the monkey challenges Galaxy 2. Oh my god, the monkey challenges pissed me off so much when I was a kid. When I was a kid and I played those, those were painful. But you know what was even more painful? Was the Grandmaster Galaxy Perfect Run. That, I never felt more satisfied. When I was a kid and I beat that for the first time, I had never felt more satisfied than I did when I beat that level. That was amazing. I can buy the original Paper Mario $5 or Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga on the Wii U. I will keep that in mind for the future. The trash one was a bane of your existence. Oh, so the trash one is crap, but I've found a way to do it consistently to where it's not that big of a deal anymore. Like I know how to pace my fireballs and bombs for the garbage ones effectively, to where I can do it with relative ease. But it's still a trash challenge, no pun intended. So, yeah, I can see that being frustrating for people. How do you join? Send me a friend request, and you should be able to join my private lobby, I think. I guess now we're gonna find out if you can join, mid-lobby. We'd love to get you in here if you can join. So, try to send me a friend request, I'll add it after this race, and then you can see if you can join me, like, join mine, because we're in a private lobby right now, so you can see if you can join our private lobby. For Super Soul Saga, better for the 3DS version? Well, I guess we'll see which one I end up going with then. The trash one is worse than the perfect run. I'm not sure if you're referring to the one from Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2. Galaxy 2 is definitely easier than Galaxy 1's, because they both games have a similar system there, where in the first Galaxy game they have the thing where you have to throw the bombs at the right places to blow up all the trash. Which, it can be tough to get that down, but once you know where once you know where to aim, because like, you just have to aim for the gold coins on the ground as to where you actually have to throw the bombs. Once you do that, it's no big deal. And the trash one, sorry, the one in the second game where you have to throw the fireballs to shoot down the boxes, that's even easier because it's just, once you realize that the fireballs can knock out multiple fireballs in a row, you just have to aim for lines of boxes, like trying to destroy multiple boxes in a row with one fireball. So yeah, I think I show off in my walkthrough for the Galaxy games an effective way to actually go about doing those challenges. I had way more problems with the perfect run than I ever did with either of those trash ones. I mean, the first Galaxy 1's definitely more painful than Galaxy 2, but the perfect run took me freaking forever. I wasn't counting how many deaths it took, but I'd say it was easily in the hundreds in terms of times I failed that. I somehow did it first try, or maybe not first try, but at least close to first try for my walkthrough. I don't know if it was first try or not, but it took few attempts to get it done if it wasn't first try. But when I first played that game, it was not first try. It wasn't even close to first try, actually. It took a very, very long time for me to get that done when I first played through it. And I just remember the unrivaled satisfaction I felt when I first played through that game, and I got to the perfect run and I somehow managed to beat it. That's when I realized what it could feel like to beat. Because previously, beating levels was never all that satisfying of an experience. I mean, it was satisfying in and of itself, but it was never something that was just like euphoric satisfaction. But the perfect run was the first time I ever felt something of that caliber. and when it comes to beating games, because that perfect run is just immensely challenging to get through. So yeah. The one from 3D World is even harder. I've never played well, I mean, I've played 3D World, but I've never gotten to that trash star. So, I don't know what that one's like. Probably because the Galaxy version was already made for NVIDIA Shield in China years prior. That'd be sad if true, but that might actually explain it, because it does seem like they just wanted to put in the absolute least amount of effort possible for the whole collection. So yeah, for the person in chat who wanted to join earlier, Taco Build, I don't know if did you send me a friend request? Let's see. It appears that you've not sent me a friend request. Okay, well, if you want to join, I think the lobby's open. I don't know for sure. I don't know how this works. What's my friend code? Let's check. You'll have to pause the live stream. I have no idea. Is this on my profile? Okay, my friend code's right there. Pause the live stream right here and see for yourself. I gotta get back into the race. You can pause the live stream there to go back and look at what it is. I gotta get back into the race. You can use that to join. Also, thanks to the subscription to Taco Bell. Hopefully you enjoy the content moving forward, and hopefully you can get into the race. Because again, this is a work in progress. I don't know. Nintendo's Online is crap. It worked a lot more smoothly when we were in a tournament, because people can just join whenever they wanted with the friend code. But the problem there is that they didn't always put us in the same lobby. So we're gonna find out now. We're gonna find out in a second if people can actually join this mid-race. If they can, then, well, awesome, but we'll find out if they can. Do you need Switch Online to join? Yes, because we're playing on the Switch Online, so it's kind of a requirement to have Switch Online. It didn't used to be. It used to be you were able to just do it freely, but sadly that change has been years in the making, so you now do need Switch Online. Like, I believe in the early days of Switch you could play online without needing it, but once they introduced the online membership, that went out the window. And I miss, because previously Nintendo's Online wasn't always the best, but it was free, so you didn't really need to worry about it, because, like, a lot of the things could be, I guess, excused with, well, it's free, so it's not, at least it's free, but the excuse isn't working well, because now it's $20, or, if you have the expansion pass, it's $50, so any excuse that used to be around no longer applies, unfortunately. Yeah, and, Taco Build, I did get your friend request, you saw it public in the corner of the screen, so I will accept that, just as soon as I wrap up this race, which I will probably lose. But yeah, once we finish the race, I will happily accept that, and hopefully you'll be able to join this for our next race. Hopefully, anyway. Make no guarantees, because this is all, we're figuring it out as we go. I wish that the online for Nintendo just wasn't crap. That's just my bottom, that's just kind of my wish. Alright, and one. Oh, never mind. Okay, I miscounted. I was not paying attention at all. I was not paying attention even a little bit. I don't know why I thought that was the last lap. Okay, well, now the race is definitely over. Now the race is definitely over. Well, that was fun while it lasted. Fun being in the first place while it lasted. 3D World Champions Road. I've never done that. I played very little of 3D World. 3D World was not something I wish to revisit in the future. For any reason at all. Because 3D World was very much dissatisfying to play through. Oh dear lord, that's... Okay, I guess I hit that. It's not intending to hit that. Okay, well, that's this race over. It's lovely. Whatever. Well, whatever. If I didn't stop, it'd be fine. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Okay, let's get someone else in here. And... there you go. Alright, you can join in. Hopefully. Assuming this actually works and you can join mid-race. I don't know. We'll find out shortly if you can or not. I didn't want to vote for... I like it when I push right and it doesn't actually let me go right. That's my favorite. When you push right and it doesn't actually let you do it. Well, I've accepted your friend request, now you should be able to join, assuming that people are correct and you can join mid-lobby, or mid-race. Hasn't happened yet, but I guess we'll wait and see for the future. Rainbow Road again? Alright. I'll happily do this one again. At least this one goes by quickly. It's probably the shortest race in the entire, I guess, except for Baby Park. Does anyone know if this track is shorter? Well, I mean, obviously Baby Park is a shorter track because it's just a stupid oval. It's the worst track in the game. But at least, taking into account the amount of laps you have to go through. Does anyone know if Rainbow Road goes by faster or longer than Baby Park does? Because I don't actually know the answer. I don't know whether this one goes by faster, because this is you can blitz by this in like a minute or something like that on 200cc, and I think it's probably similar to that for Baby Park because it's just an oval. But I don't know how long it actually takes to get through it all. But I imagine the time distance isn't all that significant between the two. And I don't know where the hell that green shell came from, but whatever. I don't care for shit anymore. Okay. At first, for critique, I said I was going to do. I've said this. I guess I have to say this every single fucking stream, but it's gonna be finished when it's finished. I'll say it every time if I fucking have to. It'll be finished when it's finished. It's quite simple. When I finish the video, I'll upload it. That's all there is to it. But contrary to popular belief, you can't just crap out a video and have it be done immediately. So it'll be ready when it's ready. Okay, so the Taco in chat, have you been able to join or not? I'm unsure. I mean, maybe we'll see you in the lobby here. So I can actually pick the one. All right, looks like you're able to join. That's a new face you haven't seen before. Alright, you're in. Cool. So you can join mid-race, which is good to know. Oh, and my favorite, Baby Park. Yay. Back here again. The oval of a map. Well, like I said, at least it goes by quickly, so we won't be here for all that long. And I believe we only have one more race to go, and then we'll wrap things up for the day. Lovely. You were hearing me say I was going to talk about something related to Persona 5. I said that I would... I said that I would give an update on that later, but I didn't mean later in the stream. Once I've finished getting through the 5th palace on the channel, I'll update my plans for the game moving forward. Alright, one more race to go and then we're out for the day. Let's make it a good one or something. I don't know. What's going to be first, Persona 5 or Halo? Halo's going to be first. And then Persona 5 will be up approximately an hour later. Which, by the way, if you see me get annoyed in today's Persona 5 video, I'm gonna get even more annoyed in the next one. Because the thing that happens with with Morgana in the story adversely affected purchases I made in game, and I couldn't control that, so I was not happy with that at all. So yeah, we'll deal with that when the time comes. Hey, look at that, now I'm like a Twitch streamer. I don't say anything. I just sit there. Sometimes I even leave the room, you just see my chair. Now I'm like a proper Twitch streamer. I just don't do anything for the whole time. I get paid for it somehow. Truly quality content. It's past live. People expect me to be angry. Yeah, well. Part of Morgana is outright annoying. Any people who played through the part got really annoyed. Especially if you buy a thing that you specifically gave to Morgana that you would have liked to give to someone else once you realize Morgana isn't going to be able to use it because of something that happens in the story. That is my favorite kind of game design. When you buy a thing and then you can't retract that thing because you had no way of knowing this was coming. I sure do like that a lot, honestly. The arc of Palace 5 is not the best. Oh, I've noticed. I have noticed indeed. And we're done. Great. I believe that's the end of the thing I set up. Did I set 16 races instead of 13? Or so, oh, I set 16 instead of 12. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna dip out anyway. I'm about done playing this for the day. Yeah, so, Persona 5 will be up later today, and Infinite will be up once the stream ends, so those videos will be there for you to watch. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. Thanks to everyone who joined the lobby to race, and I guess I'll see you for the next one. You hope my Persona 5 playthrough will end up a lot like yours, begging the game to stop at the end because he was getting more annoyed by the game just being stupid. Well, getting more and more annoyed would certainly be indicative of how how things have been going recently. But yeah, thanks for all tuning in. Thanks for racing alongside me, and hope to see you all soon for whatever you decide to watch next. So, have a good day, everybody.